This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Only one option for LeBron James and the Lakers tonight, win or go home. They're trailing 3-0, host Denver Game 4, NBA's Western Conference Finals. LA wins and denies the Nuggets their first ever playoff series sweep, predicts ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins.
He's not getting swept. This game is going to 5, okay? The Lakers will win tonight. They will win Game 4. LeBron James have too much damn pride to go out and get swept in the conference finals. AD is going to come back with it on his mind.
Lakers 3-point favorites to win tonight. Game 4, 8 Eastern ESPN Radio, 8:30 Eastern ESPN TV. Saying the time has come for him to say goodbye, Carmelo Anthony announced his retirement from the NBA, ending his 19-year career. Anthony leaves as the league's 9th all-time leading scorer, was also named one of the 75 greatest players in league history. Bucks narrowed their head coaching search, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. They plan to meet with former Raptors coach Nick Nurse, Warriors associate head coach Kenny Atkinson, and Toronto assistant Adrian Griffin this week.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and have the parts you need fast, along with excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Green, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings.
Welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link so you can join us in the chat and give your congratulations. I mean, we're just 2 old married men now.
I mean, I don't look any better. I do have this lovely ring on my finger. Thank you to all of the wonderful well wishes. Many of you showed up at the wedding. We had just a grand old time. Nobody got angry that I saw. Had lovely vows. Made a couple people cry. It was a good time.
It was a rare moment, ladies and gentlemen, where we got to see
that Jeremy has a heart.
The ginger, his face turned the same shade as his beard as he was trying to get through the through the vows. I thought it was all very well done. You guys did a great job. You wrote your own vows. You said your vows that Mark Starling wrote, which were hilarious, by the way.
Yes.
It was a great ceremony. A good time was had by all. I can't believe that we had so many representatives of the House of Reprehensibles.
We took a wonderful picture that we're going to post on Facebook later today. We're still waiting on the wedding pictures, so if anybody has asked why we haven't put those up, that's why. Thankfully, the dance with my mother, I cried really hard for about 2 minutes. And then I had one of those moments of, okay, there's an expectation here. I gotta get grouped.
I have to remember I am a soulless creature.
Yes. There is an expectation that I am not going to do that. And so I had to, with my mother sobbing on my shoulder, I'm like, you're not making this easier.
The venue was awesome. We had it at the Capitol Club,
it's
downtown
perfect.
Asheville, right on the outdoor patio. Beautiful flower arrangement.
I'm not sure that we don't do the ultimate fantasy draft there. It's a beautiful sight of the city. You can see everything. We actually could see the radio towers at Radio Ranch from the venue.
We could.
We got a picture of that. So that's something I've been marinating on for the last couple of days. Joe and all those guys did a phenomenal job. Day of, I'm not going to lie, I got there at 4, and I was looking around going, why did we schedule this at 7? Because I don't have anything to do now, except look at a bar that I can't frequent. That's not legal.
It was awesome. It was a great weekend, and we are so happy that you guys finally were able to to get the deal done. I mean, it's been a thing that got COVIDed 5 times. So
we had 7 wedding dates. My mother actually reminded me of 2 that I'd forgotten about because they got COVIDed quickly. So yeah, this was our 7th wedding date.
Yep.
And it was great. My best man got a few one-liners in at me, which I know he's been sitting on for just an extended period of time, probably since I gave the best man speech at his wedding. Many of you seem to really find that funny. He stepped up for the best man speech, and his first words were, "For those of you that have seen me before, welcome back."
Welcome back. We're here once again.
Third time.
Third time's a charm. Third time is a charm. And, now you get to be miserable like the rest of us. So congratulations.
What's funny is I had several conversations with people that had been married, and they went, "So how good are you feeling right now? Like, has there been tension the last few days?" Not in the least. And by the time we got to the altar, it was almost like relieving of, you planned all this stuff, you've worried about all these things that could go wrong, and everything went wonderfully. And I've got to tell you, Football Farley, Brian Haynes, Jonathan Welch, Patrick Holt, I'm going to leave somebody out, and I apologize. So many of you did so many things the day of. One of the things I love about Tank is that we have a dynamic that's very interesting, and I think my wedding really showed it. I am practically worthless. I'm an idea guy, and I can come up with some very elaborate ideas. But then you get into the practical, like, nuts and bolts of actually doing it, and I am absolutely worthless. And so for virtually the entire wedding, Tank is running around and restocking food and just doing all of these different things. And I had to, on air, say thank you. If there was an all-wedding first team, Tank would definitely have been on it. Unanimous selection, as would Football Farley, Brian Haynes.
Hey, it was an absolute pleasure to finally be able to get this thing done because, like I said, we've been looking forward to it for 3 years now, over 3 years. So it was good to finally get it done. I'm glad I could help out in any way. I'm just that kind of guy.
Curtis Davis with our first one of these of the day.
I'm your huckleberry.
Said, congrats to the new Mr. and Mrs. Green. I actually think it's the first time somebody said that to me that way. Not good with the savvy stuff, so I'll just say hope y'all are happy and healthy days, and wish y'all the best, and we appreciate you greatly. And then he doubled down.
I'm your huckleberry.
Secondly, I'll say that I didn't believe in the Tank Spencer kiss of death, but after backing the Celtics, Hemi Butler seemed to awaken that second dog just despite Tank.
Yep.
Then the Heat stole their soul.
Oh, it wasn't despite me. It wasn't despite me. It was despite the Celtics. I mean, the Celtics did the one thing that you can't do, and they got in the face of Jimmy Butler. Remember, was that game 1?
Yes.
Was that game 1?
Grant Williams.
Where Grant Williams got in Jimmy Butler's face and just started talking all manner of smack, and then Jimmy went, oh, wait. No, sir. That's not how this is going to go. And then, the Celtics quit after that.
And now I am in a very odd position because I have 2, we'll call them sizable wagers. And one of them is on the Denver Nuggets to win the NBA Finals, and the other is on the Miami Heat, which means Jerry can't lose. Let's go.
I thought you were crazy. I thought you were absolutely crazy when you laid down that wager on the Miami Heat. And I went, there's no way they're beating the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics, they're just too good.
When the public goes right, you go left 100 times out of 100, and you'll be right 70 of them. You'll look like a dum-dum 30 of them. But then you have times like this where you just go, Jeremy can't lose. Jeremy can't lose. There's because you've never had an NBA team come back from 3-0 down.
No.
And you're not going to here.
No.
At the end of this hour, I'll give you my pick for Denver, L.A. tonight, and it might surprise you. I'll go ahead and tell you tomorrow, I won't surprise you in the least. Boston Celtics are not going into Miami and beating a team. It's not happening.
Mm-mm.
I have never in my life seen a team that quit to that level. It was honestly like every one of them, if you had given them a button and just, boop, we can go away, they would have taken it. It's embarrassing. And you asked me before the show, does this mean Joe Mazzulla has to go?
I think it does.
And now I'm going to disagree with you after I've thought about it, and it's with what I wanted to open the first topic of the day. So I did the roundtable Friday, with Adam Gold, the statewide show here in North Carolina. And he asked me if Eric Spoelstra was in the conversation of the best head coach in the NBA. And my response was very simple. He is the conversation of best head coach in the NBA, and there's nobody close to him.
Right.
And you look at, not every year with him has been hunky-dunky and sunshine and rainbows. Yes, they're better in the playoffs. Yes, this is not the first time they have done this, where the regular season maybe didn't go their way and it falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
But the urge to just make a change to make a change because the voice has gotten stale or whatever the case may be. Miami's showing you why you don't do that. When you have a good coach, and Spoelstra is the best in this league, and I don't think it's close. And before you throw me Greg Popovich, just understand that without Tim Duncan, he has been bad as a coach in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just have to look at this and go, it didn't go our way. We're going to move on, and we're going to get better from it. Because there has been all this talk of you should split up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, you should fire Joe Mazzulla, you should burn it to the ground. And I can't for the life of me understand why. All right, you're going to bring in another coach. Who's that going to be?
Don't know.
Second verse, same as the first. You had Doc Rivers. You do that again? You want to do that again?
And to be honest with you, I think they would. I think they'd consider it.
I think they would too.
After this, this going to be sweep that is on their hands right now in the Eastern Conference Finals, to me, it's just absolutely clear that Joe Mazzulla doesn't have any leadership with this team or inspiration ability. He has none of that because this team is just not – they're not inspired. And they're playing the worst kind of just – I'm fighting saying offensive words here because it's just so weak. All of the everything that they have shown in the first 3 games of this series is just weakness. Not playing together, being off their spots where they're supposed to be, and complaining about everything. Even when they get a foul call, they're bitching going up to the free throw line.
Yeah,
like to me, it's just a team attitude. Well,
to me,
and I look at this much like you look at quarterbacks. You know, when you talk about quarterbacks that sit on a roster for a year, and we talked about it with Jordan Love and Trey Lance and all these guys. Like,
if you were the
you
dude,
know
you
what they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they are. Do you not know what Joe Mazzulla is as a coach after this year?
I don't think so because he ran into a buzzsaw. I think this is a combination of several things that work at the same time. First of all, Miami is the worst possible matchup for the Boston Celtics, and I said that from the jump. I also think they're the worst matchup possible for the Denver Nuggets, but we'll get to that in 2 or 3 days when we have an official finals to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, this idea that you have to just rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic is really stupid. So before we came on air here, I heard Christine Lisi saying the finalist for the Bucks job. And it's literally all the guys that just got fired somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
So they didn't work here, but you think they're going to work for you. But for why? Nick Nurse was the best coach in the NBA 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just all of a sudden.
When he had Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how coaches get smarter and dumber and that ebbs and flows all based on whether you have a star or not. Now, I think Boston has 2. You just don't have anything else. You have 2 dudes. 2.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler's guarding one of them, which I'm not going to say that takes them out of the series, but it's going to give you 60% of what you expect of them. And who exactly has stepped up the rest of the series? Nobody. You got 2 teams that are going into the finals here. And maybe I'm putting the cart before the horse here, but I feel pretty good about it based on what I've seen. And I told sports freak Brian Hall this before the show. I'm looking at Miami and their combination of Gabe Vincent and Max Struss and Caleb Martin and what they have contributed. And I'm looking at Denver with Bruce Brown and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I could make an argument that those 5 have been as influential as any star you could give me. Oh, but Jamal Murray's – I get it. Jamal Murray has done what Jamal Murray does. Every one of those 5 guys I just said have stepped up. You know who I can't say that about? Any player that plays for the Boston Celtics.
Nope.
Any player that plays for the Los Angeles Lakers except Austin Reeves.
Yep.
Who should have earned himself quite a number of doubloons.
And one of those is not shocking to me. The Lakers scenario is not shocking to me. Because I've always thought, the moves that they made at the trade deadline, and they were the best team by record at the, second half of the season, all that kind of crap. Like, I get it. You got some young pieces on there, some role players, but for the most part, we all know that's LeBron and AD.
Mm-hmm.
I expected Boston to be more. When they went out and got Malcolm Brogdon, I thought that was going to be the guy. That was going to be the, not the, like the third star, basically. But he was going to have his moments where you could lean on him to hit all the threes, have those clutch, 22 to 30-point games every once in a while to save this team. And it hasn't happened.
How many players for the Boston Celtics did not score in Game 3 that played? They actively put 12 guys on the floor.
5.
One. Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, wow.
It's the only player on the team that didn't score.
Wow.
No player on the team scored more than 14 points. That's not going to beat Miami.
Nope.
And I got news for you. It's not Joe Mazzulla's fault. I understand he will say, hey, this is on me. I think Jason Tatum is a legit one in this league.
Yes.
I think Jaylen Brown is a low-end 2, but a really good 3. And then you go down the rest of that roster, everybody's miscast. Your 3 is a 4, your 4 is a 5. Chauncey Major in the YouTube comments said Jaylen Brown's a 4 who thinks he's a 10. First of all, I respect that you used my line, 5s. But I think you said it backwards. He's a 3 that's masquerading as a 2. You put him, and I hate to use this Colin Cowherd crazy idea he came up with. You ship him out to Golden State, they're the favorite to win the West next year.
Mm-hmm.
He's the 3 behind Steph and Clay. Okay, now we got a thing. The problem is that he is a phenomenal all-around player because he's good enough defensively. He has those nights where he really produces offensively, but then he has nights like this. And they just don't have anybody to turn to.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you're looking to Al Horford to be the guy that's bringing you back. Al Horford is older than I am. I thought I broke a rib moving a speaker earlier today. And I get that he's in better shape than me, but not by that much because I'm only 3 inches shorter than he is, and he outweighs me by about 40. So I'm just saying you're counting on a lot of guys that's kind of miscast.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you when the series started, the disrespect that Miami was plus 1,500 to win this series is without a doubt the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And the minute I saw it, I jumped on it.
Yep.
Jumped on it and just kept doing it. And now I'm sitting back, and all I can say is if you didn't get on top of that, I did my best to tell you. Denver and Miami. And that's where we are.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
With summer savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. With top brand appliances, like a new GE refrigerator with internal water dispenser for a crisp, cool glass of water every time. Or a GE oven with built-in air fryer for healthier, crispier options with no preheating. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online at the Home Depot, your innovative new appliances are just a click away, too. Save up to 30% on select appliances plus $300 off select refrigerators at the Home Depot. Pricing valid May 18th through June 7th, 2023. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Are you suffering from seasonal allergies? Because you're not alone. Experts say pollen season started earlier this year and will last longer, and that folks who've never had issues before are feeling miserable. I'm Martin Hoke, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Over 3 million people use Navage to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Navage helps clear your sinuses quickly and naturally. But what about other people's experiences, like Miss Clement? Quote, I chose Navage because of my persistent allergies. Navage works. While using it, I cut back on allergy meds and occasional shots at my doctor's office. Unquote. That's one of over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Stop suffering and try Navage today at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Kai?
All right, we've got Game 4 tonight of the Western Conference Finals.
And it could be all over but the crime.
I think it's all over. I think it is all over. I honestly do. I'm not so sure about the Denver, I mean, come on. The Lakers haven't even looked competitive, really. I mean,
I think that's what bothers me.
I think so.
Is that the thing that's scaring me going into the finals is that as soon as the starters go off the floor, which doesn't happen much with Denver, they've realized we got 7 guys. All right, Christian Braun, we'll bring you in for a couple minutes to just absolutely just be scared to death and holding our seats of what's going to happen. The starters for the Nuggets are unbeatable. Period. Mm-hmm. Like that, if when you get to this point, LA does not have what it requires to beat them. Anthony Davis has not been as good as you would hope. Who's shocked? And D'Angelo Russell has been an absolute liability. You almost can't have him on the floor, but he's so good offensively, and you need him to keep up with them that you almost just have to let it happen. But Jamal Murray is killing him.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Murray's killing all of them, to be really honest with you. But that's what changed about Denver, is that now you're getting bubble Jamal Murray, and you're still getting what Nikola Jokic has turned into. And then you get the 3 and 4 with Gordon and Porter, and you got Bruce Brown and KCP that basically turn into like a combo 5. Yeah, that's really good. Really, 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 really good. Now, I've heard this, and I feel like this must be addressed. Can you stop with the Kyrie Irving thing? Like, it seems like that's what every Laker fan wants to talk about right now is, well, in the offseason, we'll go get Kyrie Irving. We'll be just fine. You'll be in worse shape than you're in right now.
Absolutely.
Because it's still the same problem. You still have a point guard that could not defend the chair I'm sitting in. But he scores a lot. He gives up a lot, too.
Mm-hmm.
Gives up a lot, too. Now you got another ball-dominant player taking the ball out of LeBron's hands. LeBron's been the only player in the series that looked like he belonged. Every starter in Game 3, -10 or higher, plus-minus. LeBron, -4. There's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to, if you want to keep throwing lipstick on this pig, and I'm going to be honest with you, I have to give credit to Rob Pelinka that you managed to get it here, adding Hachimura, adding Jared Vanderbilt, adding D'Angelo Russell. I'm impressed that you got to this point.
I don't feel
they're
like,
all flawed.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's any way you could look back on this season as a Lakers fan and go, this was a disaster.
No.
This is a
you
success.
got further. I'll be frank, you got much further than I thought you would.
Oh, yeah.
I said at the trade deadline, you won that trade by a lot, and that should be just enough to get you in the second round and get boat raced.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got a round further than I expected you to. I'm going to ask a very simple question. Does LeBron James ever win another title, yes or no?
No.
I'm in complete agreement with you. I'm in complete agreement. I do not think he can be the best player on a title team anymore.
I don't know that he has to be the best player on a title
He does because
team.
you can't depend on Anthony Davis.
But he got to. I mean,
he has to be the best player on this team.
Right? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen here.
No. You got your cute little 2020 title.
Right now, maybe it comes up that he moves again. God knows where. Try to put him in Boston. I don't know.
I don't know that there's a place that really makes sense. I think, and I know we've talked about when Bronny comes out of USC. He's not that good. So, probably not a first-round pick anyway. So now you're telling me LeBron's going to find some way to shoehorn himself on whatever team takes Bronny James in the second round? Okay. I'm not so sure I really care.
I mean, it's a good storyline. It'll be fun to talk about for an hour. And then move right along.
I'm impressed that you got to this point. As many good teams as there were in the West, the Lakers managed to because look, at the trade deadline, this was not a team that could have done this.
No.
It wasn't even close. You add all these pieces, now you've gotten here, but I feel like you've hit a ceiling, and it's really obvious against Denver. Stephen A. Smith said this, it was over the weekend sometime, that Denver was just toying with them. And now I was getting married through the first three quarters of this game, so I only saw the fourth quarter live. And in the fourth quarter, I felt the same way. It was literally like watching dogs try to chase tennis balls. Because that's all they could do was chase the ball, and invariably they were passing it to such a point that you can't catch up to it eventually, and somebody's going to be open. And they did it time after time after time. And I just don't know how you're supposed to beat that.
And at times they get so flustered trying to play at the same speed
because you don't have defenders like this,
and it just ends up being a turnover, and so it's going right back the other way. So you have these big swings during the game that you're never gonna be able to catch back up.
Well, but the thing the thing I think that's bothering me is it seems, and this is another question that Gold asked me on Friday. Do you feel like the Lakers are losing this series right now, or the Nuggets are winning it?
I feel like the Nuggets are winning.
I do too, and I think it's debatable.
Yeah.
But it seems like the narrative is, what happened to L.A.? They came up against a team that's better than them.
Yeah, because that's because
and
LeBron.
I get it. It's LeBron,
that.
And this is the name, and this is the face, and I still, for some reason, feel like Nikola Jokic is going to come out of this series underrated. Because now everybody's going to talk about Jamal Murray and how special he's been. He's still the Robin to the Batman. I don't care how many points they score.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just looking ahead here. Apparently, the number right now on the NBA Finals MVP in Vegas is Nikola Jokic minus 135. He's the favorite to win the MVP in a series he's not even qualified for yet.
Well, that's how futures work. He's the best player on the best team.
I get it. But
what
still.
is Jimmy Butler? Just out of curiosity.
It doesn't have the full list here, so okay. I have not.
I'll find it in the break because I have a funny feeling that whatever it is, Jeremy's going to go, ooh, piece of candy. Let's just go ahead and get in front of that because Jeremy's sadness feels like it's just on the precipice.
That's a hedge. That's what a hedge looks like.
Yeah, I've been a professional gambler for many years. I am not a moron. DNA Tooth Podcast asked me, who do you have out of Denver and Miami? I'll say as clearly as I can. And I told Tank this before either one of these series ever started. The one team I don't want to see is Miami because they match up so well. Because you get Jimmy Butler on one of the secondary guys. Kyle Lowry's going to catch probably 24 minutes a night on Jamal Murray. Not saying that he's a plus defender, but he's better than what I'm seeing out of Dennis Schroeder and D'Angelo Russell. And then you get Adebayo that can just play to 30 feet with Nikola Jokic, and that is the guy I don't want to see. I want to see the back to the basket defender that I saw with Phoenix because they just manipulated Ayton. It was It was literally like watching a sixth grade coaching clinic of, oh, yeah, this guy gets exponentially worse every step he takes away from the basket. So we're going to put the guy he has to guard because he can't defend anybody else. We're going to put him at 25 feet and just go annihilate you down low. That's rudimentary, basic, elementary basketball. You can't do that to Bam Adebayo. Now, the depth, I don't know that that's going to be – I don't know that that's going to show itself with Denver. I think Miami-Denver would be a slugfest. I think it would go to a Game 7. That game would be in Denver. I would give the advantage to Denver because I don't think Miami can beat them there. But I've been wrong before, and this is what I did not want. As somebody that has been calling them my 2023 NBA champion Denver Nuggets, I didn't want to see Miami. But now that the series is right here on the horizon, I think I have to hearken back to something I said.
Hearken away.
You remember when I said that the most interesting series that could possibly happen out of this would be Denver and Miami? And you told me I was out of my mind because the Celtics and the Lakers were the bigger names. Do you see what I was trying to say now? In terms of sheer basketball, watching the product on the floor, do you for 1 second doubt that either one of those teams are the two that should be advancing?
No.
That's where I've been for 2 rounds. Miami has scared me since I watched them early on, going, no, somebody take them out. And I told you Denver's going to walk into the Western Conference, into the Western Conference Championship because I don't see a team that can match up with them. But for me, these next 7 games after I hate to say that they're already done.
The sweeps are over, yeah.
One of them won't be a sweep. One of them I think will be. And I'm resigned to that's what we're getting. And I think those 7 games will be a lot of fun. And I hope now people understand. All the people that called me an idiot said, well, why wouldn't they want LeBron? Well, because LeBron's 40. That's why. And because his team looks like a slew of geriatrics, and you put that up against Boston, and what I was seeing was a lot of 92-89 basketball games that I would have to wash my hair instead of watching. Now I'm looking at an upstart Heat team and a Nuggets team that just plays basketball in a different way, going, you can get me here. This will get me in front of take my fandom away. This will get me in front of the television set because I want to watch it. I've never seen this before. I've never seen a 7'1", 300-pound guy that's the best passer on the floor going up against the best post defender in the NBA. I've never seen a 2-time champion defending the hottest player in the NBA. And then you take all the ancillary pieces. I'm in. NBA, this is what I needed, this series. So you got me for about 2 weeks. Just try not to screw it up.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Comfortable low humidity to get things started this week, and temperatures below average. We're in the low 70s again for Tuesday. 56 degrees our low for tonight. In and out of the clouds. Most of the rains staying off to the south of the Carolinas for the top of the work week. Partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday, high 73. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 77. Rain chances going up late this week, Thursday night, Friday. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
He's a former coach with 2 sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right. That's real important. The golf game. Right. As we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me, all natural. And that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCkinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the unofficial start of summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to espnavl.com.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. And yesterday, All-Star race. Did you catch any of the All-Star race? Come on, man.
Would you like me to tell you what I did yesterday? First of all, the wedding party lasted probably 3 hours after you left.
Oh, I'm not shocked.
Which you left late.
I did,
and it waned on into the wee hours.
I'm not shocked.
So yesterday I did nothing but eat leftover barbecue. Kiss Barbecue in Black Mountain, by the way. I got to give them a specific shout-out. We had a caterer canceled just a couple weeks before the wedding. They gave us the greatest deal humanly possible and gave us about 9,000 pounds of food. Brian Haynes loaded it in we have a wagon because we live on the 4th story. And the wagon was full. And I went, I don't know where that's going to go. It's 10 big trays full of food.
Mm-hmm.
So I managed to watch that, eat that, take 3 naps. I took 3 full naps yesterday.
Ate 10 full trays of food and only took 3 naps? That's impressive.
I didn't eat it all. It managed its way into my refrigerator.
Right.
I had 4 full meals and 3 full naps. That's how you start marital bliss right there.
That's a heck of a day. You got to see, I'm sure you watched your part of the PGA Championship as well.
I did.
If you weren't watching the final 7 holes yesterday on the coverage on CBS, it was phenomenal. We'll talk about it coming up later on in the program. But, yes, last night it was the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Man, North Wilkesboro looks good, doesn't it? All us kids from around Western North Carolina that remember the heyday of North Wilkesboro Speedway being like – an actual like big boy stop on the NASCAR circuit. It was nice seeing seeing the cars back out on the tracks again. And then there's one guy. One guy's got to screw it up for all of us. Because yesterday during the race, somebody hacked into Bubba Wallace's channel, his team's radio channel during the race. Somebody hacked into the signal and apparently stated where they say Bubba Wallace did not hear nor did he react to the guy saying this, but said, go back home where you came from and you're not wanted in NASCAR.
It couldn't be that hard to find out who did that.
I don't know that you can. I really don't know that you can. There's any way to track that down. NASCAR says they're investigating to try to figure out how that happened. Well, that's the only thing you can do is figure out how it happened. There's no way to trace the radio signal unless you were doing it at the time it happened. And I don't know that your equipment has that.
Is it an analog channel or a digital channel?
That's a good question. I don't know.
As it should be digital, and if it's digital, you can always track that.
There would be some kind of footprint inside the digital
don't do things
or whatever.
Yeah, keyboard warriors, don't do things with computers that you don't want found out.
Yeah,
and that strikes me as that's how you'd have to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this was a if this was a high tech thing or if this was just some dude with like a radio signal jammer or something sitting outside the speedway or near the. I don't know. I don't know how it would work. But somehow somebody did it, according to Bubba Wallace's team. Again, they said they didn't even hear him say it, or that the driver didn't hear him say it, and he never reacted to it. And Bubba ended up finishing second in the race. So congratulations to him and 2311 Racing.
Whoever did that doesn't sound real bright, so I'm going to say it sounds like they probably had some help.
You would think.
I have long said the NFL is really good at taking things that they do that are stupid and fixing them. NFL owners approved a rule Monday that allows teams to designate an emergency quarterback on game day, a rule that was revived after San Francisco ran out of quarterbacks in the NFC Championship game. I'm going to ask this just blanket statement. But why did we do this in the first place? The emergency quarterback was always a thing. I never understood why it meant that the other two couldn't come back in. That's dumb. That's now been done away with. So now the third quarterback does not count as one of the 46 members of the game day roster.
Okay.
They can come in, and you still would potentially have the other two quarterbacks if you needed them.
Okay.
I always thought that was a really stupid rule.
Right. Something happens, somebody tweaks an ankle, second guy has to come in, he gets a rib or something, and can come back in later in the game after the third guy.
Because that's happened more than once.
Absolutely.
Where then you wind up having to put a wide receiver or something at quarterback just because you don't want to burn your second guy. But the NFL, just again, shows we figure things out.
Yeah, they're doing stuff.
We figure things out. It's not that hard. Let's go.
Speaking of let's go, it's not looking good, in the NBA playoffs if you're a Lakers fan or if you're a Celtics fan. Just real quick, Carolina Hurricanes fans, how y'all feeling? You okay? Yeah, everybody good? You're down 2-0. It's not good. Florida Panthers.
Yeah, but it's hockey. Anything can happen in hockey.
Oh, of course.
Well,
I'm not saying it's over by any stretch. I'm just asking how you feeling.
But all those things
I don't
that we
watch
say
it, so
about
I gotta ask.
All those things we say about the NBA and teams have never come back from this or that. Yeah, somebody has come back from this and that in the NHL. So that is definitively not over until it's over. And I need to say this because we were not on air after this happened. There's never a reason to have a 4 overtime game, ever. Okay? Let's get to a shootout. Maybe move this along.
Quicker.
Because stupid Jeremy is sitting there, getting ready for wedding day going, how does this end? I need one of you hockey fellers that's around me to explain to me how this ends because I don't know. Also, we're just going to keep doing that? Okay, awesome. Yep. I'll have another domestic.
I mean, if you're not going to go to penalty shots or whatever to decide this, then maybe we just need to have fights. Maybe that's how you settle it. Just last man standing and your team wins. Everybody out on the rink at once. Looks like a nice scene from the movie Slapshot. Just blood flying everywhere.
But the highlight of the weekend, for me at least, welcome back, Brooks Koepka. Let's go. Yes. Let's go.
Oh, Brooksy. I never thought it was going to happen. I never thought he was going to come back. Did you watch the episode that he was on Full Swing?
I've watched them all now.
That looked like a man defeated. That looked like a man who did not know his head from a hole in the ground.
Well, he was hurt.
Yeah, but he had no path out of it. He had he didn't really have any confidence that he was going to be able to regain his his groove.
And weird, when did he recover his groove? In his second year of not having to play 20-something tournaments a year.
Mm-hmm.
You play this small live schedule where they guarantee your salary, And all of a sudden, Brooksy is Brooksy again. Do you find that ironic, or that's just a coincidence?
No, I don't think it's a coincidence at all.
I genuinely feel that Live Golf is, first of all, he's got one foot in the grave, one foot on a banana peel. I mean, I understand some of these have been fun, and they've been events for people that are there. The money doesn't make sense. Nobody's watching it, and you're actually doing your competitor a favor accidentally, because it made it exponentially more interesting to me yesterday that you had Koepka and Bruce Arians' dad, Bryson DeChambeau, in the top 5 going into the last day, because you got 2 Live guys.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me want to watch the PGA more. It doesn't make me want to watch you at all.
No.
I haven't watched a hole of Live Golf all year. And I'm a golf guy. Hadn't watched not one hole because I don't care. But I think the lasting the heritage of Live will be that it changed the tour schedule, it changed the purses, and I have a funny feeling you're going to see more guys taking this tack. I play in the majors, I play in a handful of your biggest tournaments, and that's it. I'm not doing the sponsor exemption thing anymore. You can have your Michael Blocks for the sponsor exempt tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need Brooks Koepka for that. There are enough guys that have narratives and have stories and are interesting that can play in all those other tournaments. I need the 4 majors to be what that was. I mean, this was 4 days that I'm actively – my wedding is in the middle of it. I still found a way to watch a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it. And it was really entertaining. The final day was amazing.
Yep.
The Michael Block story was crazy.
That was phenomenal.
Rose 3,003 spots in the world golf rankings.
He did. Good for him. And now he gets an invite to next year's PGA Championship. He's already been invited to 2 more tournaments.
Yep.
From what I hear. It's cool to see a club pro finish in the top 15 and basically just take over the event, because the crowd was all over him. I mean, they were in love with him for the last, 8 holes of that
I was going to say
event?
the back 9 specific.
Yeah.
And then he drops the ace on 15.
That was so good.
And I don't think I've had anything give me the goose chilies like that in sports in a long time. Did you see what he said? Because Rory hugged him. That's who he was playing with. And Rory hugged him, and he went, "Why is Rory hugging me right now?"
Right.
Because you made it. Because you dropped it.
It's like, oh, that went in the hole.
hole.
Yeah.
Oh,
that went in the hole.
That's cool. Awesome.
I mean, if I've never hit a hole in one on, I don't know if it was in a tournament or what. It was his first hole in one of whatever kind that was, whether it was at that hole or what. And
I'm gonna say, as a club pro, it's probably not your first.
Probably no. It wasn't his first ever. It was either in the tournament or in a tournament or something. Anyway, I would want that news to come from Rory McIlroy. To find out that you hit a hole in one, just adds a little cherry on top. I didn't think about the live thing once all weekend long.
It never crossed your mind with Brooks Koepka leading as much as he
Not
did.
until somebody said it. Not until I heard somebody say it with like 2 holes left, and I went, "Oh yeah, Brooks plays in that other thing." Because nobody watches it. I just pulled it up here real quick for reference. The opener of the season for Live Golf was in Mexico. They averaged 537,000 viewers. The last one, 409,000. To the point where now Live says they're not going to be releasing any more TV ratings at all. They're just not going to do it. They're not going to tell you how many.
I didn't know that was a thing you could do.
I don't think you can. I mean, you can go elsewhere, but there will be no
official.
There will be no press release from Liv saying, "Hey, this is our number this week." Mm-mm.
Man, but Monty Jones should have picked up on that a long time ago. Sorry, I can't stop doing it. I can't. It's.
Is he even still on television?
If he is, I don't know where it is.
I don't exactly. I don't.
It's not like I was actively seeking it in the first place.
I don't think that exists anymore.
The only time I ever saw it before was after about 17 domestic lights. Hey, Bill Maher's going off. What happens now? Turn the channel immediately.
Immediately.
I will watch Static before I will watch that.
So now the PGA Championship is in the books. I was really upset, or felt for Victor Hovland. Wanted that to be a better run to the finish. I mean, he gave it his all, and he dropped out with what, 2-3 holes left.
Yeah, that's about right. Victor Hovland's just fine. All right.
Oh, no doubt.
He cashed $1.5 million over the weekend.
Sure.
It's the 6th major in a row that he's been competitive at. He's going to win a slew of these. I mean, a slew. He might be my favorite golfer on the tour at this point. And I'm not sure yesterday wasn't the first time I've ever heard him speak. I thought he had an accent. He spoke, and I went, okay. All right.
Okay.
11th in the world golf ranking. I love the kid. And he's such a good sport. He's always so conciliatory, and now he's had many opportunities to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And from now on, if you play fantasy golf, I'm gonna give you 2 free spots on the wheel. You should have Scotty Scheffler and Victor Hovland every time we do this. Am I telling you they're going to win? No. But no matter how badly they play, they're still going to find a way to finish in the top 10. Every time.
Yep. Don't pick the other two that you picked this week.
Yeah, and I can't remember who they were. I had Koepka, Scheffler, Hovland, another one in the top 15, and 2 guys that missed the cut. Okay, it still cashed.
I was going to say, still good enough to cash, but
it could have been real good.
Yeah, but had those other 2 made the cut,
still
could have been in some big money.
When you look down the list and you go, that's the bottom there is what's going to keep this from being a big old money-making weekend.
Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals tonight. Denver Nuggets, L.A. Lakers. Will it end? Jeremy's got his pick of the night. Coming up next in Green on Green.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Ingles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Ingles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Aw, you know kids will be kids.
Oh, I don't know why they're trying to make a big deal of it. It's just a harmless rite of passage.
If she didn't want to be picked on, she shouldn't wear that thing on her head.
If he's going to dress that way, he's just asking for the extra attention.
It's just a stage. All kids face some bullying. They'll get over it.
That girl, she just brings it on herself. I don't feel bad for her at all.
It's just
all kids get something. It's just a stage.
It's just a harmless rite of passage.
Don't validate. Eliminate. All students in North Carolina deserve a safe learning environment without the threat of bullying. I'm Mark Jewell, president of the North Carolina Association of Educators. It's up to us as educators, as parents, as adults, to stand up on behalf of bullied students, identify, intervene, and advocate. One caring adult can make all the difference in the world.
Visit NEA.org/bullyfree. A message from the North Carolina Association of Educators.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, Head of Marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked!
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Coffee store closes on. Get them the money!
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
After a wedding weekend away, I'm back, and what a weekend it was. Thank you for all the kind words, all the messages, all the things to all of you that listen to us, and all the well wishes for me and my bride. Now that I'm back, let's catch up on a little basketball. This is Green on Green, brought to you by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the savings. The Boston Celtics quit, but they don't play tonight, so that's not the game I'm talking about. Stand by for an aggressive anti-Celtics movement tomorrow. My 2023 NBA champion Denver Nuggets! I tried to tell you. Nobody can say I didn't do my best to make this profitable for you, because I started saying this in, 2021. But if you say something long enough, eventually you'll be right. This series has hinged on one thing largely. D'Angelo Russell couldn't defend me, a desk chair, a dead cat, anything that could possibly put a basketball towards a hoop. He can't defend it. But the problem is they don't have enough offense to contend with Denver to take him off the floor for extended periods of time. Now, Game 4 tonight, LA's a 3-point favorite, over-under 224.5. I do think LA's getting this one. You have to show some fight. The Lakers have done that where the Celtics didn't. I do think they're going to get it tonight. So give me the LA Lakers minus the 3. I think they win Game 4. Now for the over-under, this feels to me like not so much a lay-down spot, but we know we're going back to Denver and you're going to have to beat us twice, so maybe you don't actually see the best version of the Denver Nuggets. I could see this one looking largely over by about the end of the third quarter. So I'm going to go under the 224, but I'm very cautious with how much I'm going to do that. But I'm aggressive on LA. To recap, LA wins outright, covers the 3, under the 224.5. For more, find us on all the social medias at The Sportsocracy. And as always, Green on Green is brought to you by Ingles Markets. Love the savings with Ingles. Love the winnings with me. Mullet out.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Comfortable low humidity to get things started this week, and temperatures below average. We're in the low 70s again for Tuesday. 56 degrees our low for tonight. In and out of the clouds. Most of the rains staying off to the south of the Carolinas for the top of the work week. Partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday, high 73. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 77. Rain chances going up late this week, Thursday night, Friday. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Verizon. Ready to take control of your phone plan? Well, then you better take that next turn to a Verizon store. Because my plan from Verizon is the kind of control we all deserve. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. Get my plan at your Verizon store today.
iHeart
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could be spending Meet Friday with me, Dan Patrick, and the Danettes for a VIP experience in the Man Cave, all part of iHeartRadio Access Day.
Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, get a DeWalt cordless impact driver for $99. Was $159. That's a savings of $60. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. Valid through 8/2.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. By storing our guns safely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Spring in the South means the return of Atlanta Braves baseball.
There's a liner out towards center field. It will lay down. Here comes Ronald. Braves win it.
The 2023 Braves load up for another huge season.
The Braves play here on ESPN Asheville.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
See this just in. The USGA has announced Tiger Woods has withdrawn from the upcoming U.S. Open. Still no timeline for his return to action from last month's ankle surgery. The Lakers on the brink of elimination host the Nuggets. Game 4 of the NBA's West Finals tonight, 8 Eastern ESPN Radio, 8:30 Eastern ESPN TV. LA, a 3-point favorite at home, virtually has no chance of winning tonight, says First Take host Stephen A. Smith.
The only way that happens is if Denver is more interested in celebrating at home instead of here in L.A. Because it's going to be the Nuggets that determine this. Lakers ain't got no answer for them. They're going to if they're determined, they're going to close them out tonight. The only way they're going to lose tonight is if they say, you know what? We'd rather celebrate in the Mile High City.
A Nuggets win results in the first sweep in franchise history and marks the first time LeBron James is swept before the NBA Finals. Carmelo Anthony announced his retirement from the NBA after a 19-year career. ESPN's Jameson Hensley reports quarterback Lamar Jackson absent from the start of Ravens OTAs today, but he is expected to report to the team this week.
It's Wrangler season out there. Open roads, endless horizons. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles, made for your next adventure. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingalls Supermarkets.
It is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400, the Sportsocracy live in the Ingalls studio. You can take us with you everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. See us everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. And if you get onto our social medias, you get onto the YouTube, you can find the links for this year's Battle for the Belt contest, the Ultimate Draft Weekend contest, all lumped into that. It's the kickoff, really, of the Battle for the Belt competition, as your early sign-up will end on Wednesday. So you want those bonus tickets.
Next Wednesday.
Yes.
A week from Wednesday.
That's what I meant to say.
But he did.
But I didn't.
And see, when you don't say it, just because you think it, it doesn't necessarily.
Today's Monday, so I should have said next Wednesday.
Correct.
Because there's another one coming.
Yes.
This week. That's how the calendar works. Anyway, next Wednesday will be your final chance to get in on the early bird special here. $5 for a ticket to get into the Ultimate Draft Contest weekend. After next Wednesday, you'll only get one ticket into the draw ring.
That's how double works.
Yes.
You take whatever it is.
That's right. Right now you get two, though. You get two tickets.
And then we have all the packages, all of the different things. You can find those on our social medias at the Sportsocracy or on the screen of our YouTube live stream as we speak.
$25, $50, and $100 tiers to get into the contest, just like last year, except for this year, you get extra tickets, double the tickets until next Wednesday for the Ultimate Draft Weekend experience. We've
Also
hooked up with some of our friends here to give the red carpet experience for your fantasy football league.
And we're really we had set the foundation of this before the wedding. This week we get to find out all of the intricacies that people have been doing since I have been wedding detained.
Indeed, we're gonna have we're gonna run it just like the NFL runs their drafts, with the podium. Jeremy and I acting as the commissioners, giving the picks each and every time, and it is just gonna be a phenomenal thing. We're gonna have so many partners in this for special prizes for everybody who well, not for everybody, but for the special winners in all of the contests and such. So you want to get in on that. Check out the social medias and the YouTube description of the video for the links to the Ultimate Fantasy Draft Weekend contest.
Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can scan the QR codes that are also on the side of the screen. Now, if you're watching on your phone, don't ask me how to do that because I don't know. I know there's a way. I just don't know what it is.
You can grab your buddy's phone and take the screenshot of the QR code with his phone, and then he'll have it as well.
Boom.
See? Just solving problems.
Boom.
Just solving problems. All right, let's get into some football talk.
That's what we do here.
We talked basketball last hour as both of the conference finals series seem to be coming to a quick, abrupt end here.
Poor NBA. You get one part of the calendar and sorry, those ended quick.
As I believe the Nuggets will finish out the sweep tonight. Jeremy thinks the Lakers are going to get one.
Yeah, gentleman's sweep. Back to Denver, win it on your home floor. First trip to the finals in the 47 years of your franchise's history.
And then tomorrow, Miami is going to close it out against the Boston Celtics in one of the most disappointing Eastern Conference Finals in recent memory. Unless you're a Miami Heat fan, and then celebrate away.
It's been great for you.
Absolutely. Celebrate away. Ben Roethlisberger's in the news. So he went on his podcast.
Because everybody has a podcast.
Of course. Footballing with Ben Roethlisberger. And on the podcast.
Before we get into the story, I have to ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to leave it up to the chat to keep me honest here. Is there any person that looks at the footballin' it's spelled with an H, by the way, with Ben Roethlisberger and goes, that's a must listen? I mean, I must hear somebody that barely spoke for their entire career give me their hot takes on things that are happening now.
Clearly. I mean, the only time we ever really heard him speak was when he was apologizing for stupid things he did. So
that's at Sports Tech ESPN. he's on fire today, folks.
So on the Footballin' with Ben Roethlisberger podcast, Ben himself said, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna. This is a quote. I'll be completely honest. I'll be super transparent here, and I'm gonna get blasted. I probably shouldn't say this, but who cares at this point? I wouldn't say that I wanted Kenny Pickett," he's talking about Kenny Pickett, "Kenny to necessarily fail, but when someone comes to replace you, I still feel like I had it. I hope he doesn't come ball out, because then it's like Ben who." Well, I don't feel like we ever got the Ben who thing. I don't think anybody watched the Pittsburgh Steelers and went, "Yeah, this is we don't miss Ben."
No,
we missed Ben 4 years ago.
Yeah, you missed prime Ben. You didn't miss the. Well, it wasn't great in the end. Now, the reason I want to talk about this, do you have a problem with what he said?
No.
He said he was going to get blasted for this. Who's going to blast you for this?
I mean,
you've been the quarterback of this team for almost
You've
been the quarterback for this team for almost 2 decades. It was very obvious in your swan song game that this was probably not 100% of your doing. I mean, considering you took a lap around the stadium that took practically an hour, I don't think anybody looked at that and went, "Oh, yeah, he's so good with this. He's so happy he's going to retire now."
No.
And I have absolutely no issue with what he said.
I have no issue with what he said either. There are Pittsburgh Steelers diehards, I'm sure, that will be upset to know that Ben wasn't rooting for the regime change or whatever.
I would say the vast majority of guys feel this way.
Probably.
I would say Aaron Rodgers aggressively feels this way about Jordan Love.
Oh,
like
100%.
he wants Jordan Love to come in and just be a turd on ice while he goes and wins a Super Bowl for my 2024 Super Bowl champion, New York Jets. Jets. Hey, I spoke one into existence. Let's
go. let's ride.
Worst thing that could have ever happened to the people that listen to this show, Denver winds up the NBA Finals. Took me 4 years to do it. I did it.
Yeah, I feel like everybody has that in you, whether you're big enough to say it or not. You know, I feel like you should have said it from the start. If you're rooting for it, well, why not admit it? Why wait until after the fact, until after the season is over, to come out and say that? I mean, I guess I give you some points for being honest.
Well, and not want to be a distraction. This is the perfect time to say that because it will go into the ether and it will fly away.
Maybe so. Right, it would have been a much bigger headline had it been week 1 and Ben Roethlisberger on his podcast said he's rooting for Kenny Pickett to fail. Yeah, I could see that.
And now the question I want to ask is, Kenny was largely the same thing that Ben Roethlisberger was his last year. Completion percentage is almost identical. He threw more interceptions, which is to be expected of a rookie quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, how close can Kenny Pickett get to Ben, prime Ben, in year 2?
Not even kind of.
Now, and I understand why you said that.
So.
And I understand why you said that, but I want to ask I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
Okay.
What is the most touchdowns that Ben Roethlisberger ever threw for in a year?
33.
34.
Ooh, close.
That was the year he threw for 5,129 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Had another year where he was 49.52. What's next? So he had 2 years
touchdowns?
that he was – no, yardage.
Oh, yardage.
He had 2 years that he was over 4,900 yards. What was 3?
42?
43 and some change.
Okay.
43-28. That was in 2009. He had 26 touchdowns. He had 12 interceptions.
Okay.
You're telling me Kenny Pickett can't do that? Because I don't agree with you at all.
Maybe.
I feel like there is some revisionist history with Ben Roethlisberger. And I said this when he retired, and my now wife is a Steelers fan, and I got some pushback because Steelers fans loved Ben. He was never great. He was never a great in the league. He was never a top 5 quarterback in this league, ever. Not at any point in his entire career.
Really?
Well, he was behind Peyton and Tom the entire time.
Really? He wasn't on the periphery? He wasn't right there
7.
at like 4 or 5?
He was 7. About his entire career. But statistically, you're telling me Kenny Pickett can't do that. Because there's a lot of years. Double-digit interceptions every year but 4, and he got hurt in 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Virtually every year that he played 13 or more games, he had double-digit interceptions. Interception rate was always above 2.5-ish until the very end, when he just threw so many times. And he never challenged downfield because the arm was shot.
Right.
I don't see a reason Kenny Pickett can't be that. If you told me this year his stat line is something in the neighborhood of 4,200 yards, he starts 17 games, 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, you'd be shocked. You'd be stunned at that.
I think I would be, but
I would not. I would not in any way.
I just don't know that
now,
they're
that
going
might
to
be
throw
his
that
ceiling.
much. I don't know. I don't know that they'll throw
and
that
outside
much.
of the last few years with when they did the same thing the Jets did with Brett Favre. You waited until his arm fell off to now that's when you want to get modern NFL and throw it 640 times a game.
Right. Last year, they just didn't throw it that much. It was a lot of running the ball. You want to take you want to take that onus off the rookie. You don't want to throw it all on him at once. I understand all of that. I just don't know that he can. I don't know that he can.
Eat and sleep football with what might be the comment of the day. Don't let that ring cut the circulation off your brain, Beard. There will be no Big Ben slander here today. That's not been slander. It's revisionist history. He was a steady quarterback in this league for a ton of years. He was never elite. I think when he comes up on the Hall of Fame ballot, you're going to see that. I really do, because I don't think he's getting in on the first shot.
No, I think you're wrong.
Jeremy's looked into the crystal ball, and I'm telling you, somebody's not. The fact that he won that he has a Super Bowl that's probably the thing that pushes you across the finish line.
Two of them.
Well, okay, I said that poorly. He will get in ahead of Phillip Rivers because he has a Super Bowl. The fact that he's got two, all right, we get very Eli Manning here very quickly. It's another one that I look at and go,
start that.
I just look at that, like, it gives me angina when we talk about it, because he was never that either. I think those two are destined to be tied to each other forever. You won Super Bowls. You won for your team. You're a Hall of Famer eventually. Probably not first ballot. Before you tell me I'm wrong, go look at who they compete against. It's not pretty.
Yeah, no, I feel...
Well, I mean, you get to a point where not everybody can get in on the first ballot when we let in five a year.
I get it. I understand it. You threw me off with the whole Big Ben versus Eli thing, and I never thought that was even a debate, much less a close one.
Oh, I don't just think it was a debate. I think they're the same guy. Genuinely, I think they're the exact same guy.
I can't follow you down that path.
Take the Super Bowls away. Tell me what's the difference. A lot of guys that didn't have a whole ton of playoff success, but they were always there.
Mm-hmm.
They were always competitive. They were always good. They were always on the high side. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this is everybody is bashing Pittsburgh. Everybody. It seems like that's with this schedule, they can't possibly win more than 7 games because it's the best division in football, and they're the New England Patriots of the AFC North. I don't agree with you in any way. And I never thought I would be the one apologizing for Kenny Pickett, but here we are. He's still a 25-year-old quarterback that still has a little room to grow. I don't think his ceiling is crazy high.
Mm-hmm.
I think his ceiling is probably what I'm talking about here of many of those meaty portion of Ben's career seasons. But if he does that, where does this team finish? They're going to be in that 9-8, 10-7 territory, and they're going to be in the back end of the playoffs. They'll either be the first one out or the last one in.
Could be, yeah.
And I'm starting to think that is the one that I'm going to – I'm thinking that's the futures that I'm going to ride. Is the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that's the two that I will be on this year.
Okay.
The further down this rabbit hole I go.
Okay.
Because we're getting so intoxicated by the highest of high-end quarterbacks. And you say it and you go, well, you've got Herbert and Rodgers and Allen and Lamar Jackson and on down the line. One of those guys going to miss playoffs. Possibly two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at a roster that is flawed by comparison. And taking Kenny Pickett as the only reason to say that, well, obviously, and I'll just say the one I just said, obviously Cleveland is better because they have Deshaun Watson, they have Kenny Pickett.
Right.
And then you get down from 2 to 53 and go, there's not a lot of difference there. Those teams are very similar. Pittsburgh got some scheduling benefits that I was a little surprised to see. And I don't think it's that untoward to say that Pittsburgh has that Ben Roethlisberger high side this year. If you go down his career, there were a ton of 9-6, 9-3, 9-3, 7-4, 8-8, 9-6-1, 9-7. I read them all directly off his career ledger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's untoward for Kenny Pickett. I don't think a one-year step, it would be that out of bounds to say that's where I think it probably ends up. And that's why Ben said this now. Didn't say last year because he wanted to put pressure on the rookie. Now he's seen him. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're not going to make anybody forget about me.
Right.
I'm still going to be the legend. We'll be up there with Terry Bradshaw. Don't know that you'll ever be that.
I don't feel like that was ever a question. I mean, really. In your heart of hearts, did you ever think that Kenny Pickett was going to come in and everybody was going to be like, oh, let's just forget about Ben? But everybody has that. You ever lost a job? You ever lost a job and then watched from the 30,000-foot view when someone else goes into that job? I have.
I
got to watch it in a great. And I'll be completely honest with you. So I lost my job with the Atlanta Braves radio network in the middle of the baseball season in 2006, I believe that was, 2005, 2006, one of those seasons. Anyway, guy comes in to replace me, and it went in the tank. I mean, the broadcast, and this is not just me, I got phone calls from people saying, why in the hell did they make that change? I mean, it's like getting rid of Ime Udoka and bringing in Jim Tomsula or whatever the hell his name is.
Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, exactly. Like
those two people are nothing alike other than their names rhyme.
you saw successes with one, and then you handed it over to somebody else, and it was even worse. And I get it, because I took a lot of joy in that. And I'm sure Ben would have taken a lot of joy in seeing Kenny Pickett come out and look like Tim Tebow.
I have only lost one job in my life, and it was a mutually agreed to parting of ways because I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this. You're not supposed to hit people, and I didn't necessarily adhere to that for a day. You ever have a bad day? Happened to me. It was the worst day for the one I hit, but that's just. And I took some joy in that. So maybe I'm seeing picking up what you're laying down here. That's the only job I've ever lost. I've walked away from every other one I've ever had.
Right. But everybody's got that little ego in you. Like you want to know that they couldn't do better than you. I get it. And I respect Ben for saying it. Probably would have respected it more if he'd done it earlier, but hey, give him points for being honest. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is stop and go 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Captain Jeff Boyne Bridge. Traffic volume is busy but moving well. Smoky Park Highway northbound approaching Sand Hill Road is slow. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. In North Asheville, Merriman Avenue northbound near Edgewood Road, expect delays. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's $3 breakfast deal. Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is your choice of bacon or sausage, egg and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes for just $3. Break your morning routine and get your $3 breakfast deal today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com. If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
At Ingles Weather, we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man!
All the Jeff Fisher hate, I love it.
He looks exactly like my dad.
He kind of does.
Yeah, my dad used to, I mean, he's in his 60s now, so his hair's turning gray. But when it was jet black, my father was a Jeff Fisher doppelganger.
Of course, every time the Steelers come up in the chat, Stephen Tao has to start in on the 9-7. That's the Steeler way.
Look, as a 5-12, that's the Jets way. I'll trade right now.
100%. I was just saying this to my wife the other day. Like, why? Well, you know, it's great that my football team has 2 Lombardi trophies to their credit, but why can't we be one of these teams? Like, oh, I don't know. I'll pick the team that I always highlight here, the Baltimore Ravens. Why can't we be like good all the time?
You're just always good. You never stop being good.
Right.
And that looks like it would be just a mess of fun.
Right. Like they have 2 Super Bowl trophies as well. But in the meantime,
there's been a lot of playoffs.
Can we get off of this roller coaster of, hey, we won the Super Bowl, now we're 3-12? Great.
And now you have Baker Mayfield.
Ugh.
Yay!
So gross.
And your former quarterback is now a part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's right. Tom Brady moving on. And, he's already got a part of the Las Vegas WNBA team. But now he gets a part of a franchise that actually makes money. It's the NFL's Las Vegas Raiders.
Again. I'm just telling you. Keep tempting fate here. I'm going to be doing the show with intern Jake before it's all said and done.
So it was reported a couple of weeks ago that Tom Brady was in, quote, deep discussions to buy a piece of the Raiders, but apparently the deal is done now. That is the latest word today. The deal has been settled between Brady and Mark Davis. The league just has to verify this now.
And now, can we officially say he's not coming back to play for the Miami Dolphins?
Yes.
Like, is this the day that we can finally put the Brady career in the grave and play the song as we shoot an arrow at it in the ocean?
That was never going to happen, in my opinion, but I know that there were some still clinging on to hope that Tom Brady would make another return to the NFL. He's done with playing.
I think he's done with commentating, and he never even started.
Are the headlines that I've never clicked on one because I really don't care, but I just have to ask: has it been confirmed that he's dating Kim Kardashian?
No, apparently they're friendly, and I mean, although I will say, of all the just absolute, please. That would be a lot of fun for me.
To watch Kim Kardashian rip his life apart.
As well, if you're scoreboard. Just saying, that family has had they've had a really good ability at just completely breaking people.
It's very true. It's very true. Oh, what Rashad McCants may have ever been.
We could do this for a minute.
Yeah, Lamar.
This is not a short conversation.
No, it's not. It's not. So anyway.
Now, I'm actually more intrigued. Is Sauce Gardner going to start dating Jessica Alba? Have you seen
that thing?
Well, I'm sure you saw the story. They were at MSG together. Aaron and Sauce were sidelined for a Knicks game. Sauce had no idea who Jessica Alba was. Now, I thought that was insanely odd. And then I realized that I am very close to Aaron Rodgers' age. So we both remember when Jessica Alba was like a very popular actress.
Yeah.
Then I realized she hasn't done much over the last 10 years, and that would put Sauce at 12 years old.
No, she's been out of the acting game for a while, or maybe not completely out of the acting game, but mostly focuses on her multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah, she's done quite fine.
Yes, she has.
And now somebody has made custom cleats for Sauce that he's planning on wearing in warm-ups at some point this year that have two of her biggest roles, and it's her from the promotional shoot on the side of the shoe. So this has become a great talking point in New York of, is Sauce Gardner going to start dating Jessica Alba? Jessica Alba's older than I am.
I was going to say,
Sauce
she's
is
like
22.
She's got to be 15 years older than him at least.
Good for you. Let's go, Sauce. If there was ever a day that I loved you more than I did, today.
Tom Brady getting a piece of the Las Vegas Raiders, and my question is, will that change anything?
Gigi Gambling may have just thrown out the comment of the day.
What was that?
Sauce Gardner's been around MILF hunter Zach Wilson too long. Good for you.
Nice job.
I don't often say that comment of the day has been won at 4:29, but I feel pretty sure today that's going to be difficult to beat.
Does this change anything for the Raiders?
No.
I don't think so either.
How often do you see these other guys that have little tiny shares of teams? You see Aaron Rodgers courtside sometimes with the Bucks, but it's not like he's up in the owner's suite or he's representing himself at the owner's meetings.
Right. Is he going to get that tag as special advisor to the GM or whatever? And it's just another piece of the New England Patriots taking over the Las Vegas Raiders.
Ugh. I'm curious to see if he ever commentates a game.
He will.
I don't think he will. I don't
Why?
think he will ever commentate one game.
Why?
Well, he's already put it off a year,
Mm-hmm.
That's a really bad sign. When you tell somebody, well, I'm going to take your job, but I need a year to get my aura right and make sure that I am centered with myself and that Mercury's not in retrograde and all those other kooky things that people in downtown Asheville say to you. That is immediately where I go, I don't know that you're as sold on this. And $375 million, you got to realize that's for 10 years. That would put Tom to the back end of his 50s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure. I'm not positive that that's how that's going to go. I think there's part of him going, I'm a good-looking guy. I'm still not in the prime of my life, but I'm still out here doing stuff. I don't know that I want to be tied to calling football games for half the year. I've heard some things back behind closed doors that really make me go, I don't know that we ever see it. We made such a big deal about this, and I'm not sure we ever see it.
Well, when a guy signs a contract to make $37 million a year broadcasting games and he has zero experience doing it, of course it's going to be a big story. I don't see a way that this doesn't happen.
And I'm here to say, Fox, I have much better hair than Tom Brady, and for markedly less money, I will happily sign on to take his place.
I'm sure you will. He is still apparently scheduled to begin broadcasting NFL games for Fox Sports at the start of the 2024 season. So next year is when that's all supposed to kick off. I don't know. I've heard no rumors that he's thinking of doing otherwise. My only question is, if he doesn't, what's he going to do?
Oh, I don't know. Be a beautiful person with $1 billion. Because that life, I've never
just can't
lived
see
that
him.
life.
I just can't see him not being involved in the game.
Oh, I can. Oh, I 100% can. I can see him doing GQ shoots, and the next thing we know, he's dating a celebrity that is possibly Kim Kardashian, but I struggle to believe that, and just living that life. And that's what I've heard, is that he's getting a taste of that, and he's going, why? Why am I
Yeah, why do
this?
I need it?
Why do I need this? I got more money than I can spend in my entire life. And so I think there's definitely something. I think there's something there.
I don't know. Have those payments started to Giselle yet? Once those payments start coming out, then maybe.
I thought she had more money than he did.
She does, but he still has to pay.
Does he?
We all know how the system works. The man always has to pay.
That's a good point.
Right. Doesn't matter that she makes more money than you do. They're still going to take a sizable chunk for quite a while. That's maybe he'll be like, I don't really need to do this, but $34 million, that could really help out. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Comfortable low humidity to get things started this week, and temperatures below average. We're in the low 70s again for Tuesday. 56 degrees our low for tonight. In and out of the clouds. Most of the rains staying off to the south of the Carolinas for the top of the work week. Partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday, high 73. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 77. Rain chances going up late this week, Thursday night, Friday. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slow, 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. Traffic volume is busy and moving well. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue northbound at Edgewood Road, expect delays. Smoky Park Highway, incident-free. Patton Avenue, no delays. New Leicester Highway, moving well. Merriman Avenue, no incidents, and Biltmore Avenue, problem-free. Checking the drive time from Bent Creek to Avery Creek via NC 191 southbound, Brevard Road. Drive time, 14 minutes. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verizon. Ready to take control of your phone plan? Well, then you better take that next turn to a Verizon store. Because my plan from Verizon is the kind of control we all deserve. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. Get my plan at your Verizon store today.
Nothing is more important than your health, and that includes your dental health. You can reduce the risk of health complications with regular checkups from Summit Dental. Summit Dental offers routine exams and cleanings, teeth whitening, crowns, dentures, and more. Plus, Dr. Chad Reinhardt offers personalized service, taking the time to check in with patients post-procedure. You just don't get that level of care anywhere else. If it's been 6 months or more since your last dental visit, call today. Summit Dental, 277-6868.
With summer savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. With top brand appliances, like a new GE refrigerator with internal water dispenser for a crisp, cool glass of water every time. Or a GE oven with built-in air fryer for healthier, crispier options with no preheating. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online at the Home Depot, your innovative new appliances are just a click away, too. Save up to 30% on select appliances plus $300 off select refrigerators at the Home Depot. Pricing valid May 18th through June 7th, 2023. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
All right, time to get weird, and this one's pretty weird. As
I have never felt that open the way I do, more than the Monday after getting married in downtown Asheville.
Yeah, it was weird.
There was a feller with a hockey stick. I don't know how he got a hockey stick. I don't know why he has one, but he thought every car was a defenseman, and he wanted to. I got to hear that from 3 people that passed him on the way in.
Was he checking cars?
So people that were at the wedding, I have a very close friend named Andrew that is an Iraqi war veteran, very large man, very scary man. And he was the one that drove me to the venue. And he stood out in the middle of the road with us, and me and Ed just looked at him, but this is the wrong car. Like, I don't know what you've been doing all day. I don't know if you think you were the gatekeeper of Patton Avenue or what you think is happening right now. You have chosen a bad day to have a bad day. And he hopped back on the sidewalk. We drove on. Then I heard the tale from a few other people.
Wow. You never know.
Oh, Asheville.
You never know what you're going to find in downtown Asheville.
Oh, Asheville.
There's a new neighborhood being built out in Henderson, Nevada. And part of this says part of the city's Cadence Master Planning community, a portion of the area has already been developed with what? What are you laughing at?
I'll read the chat. Stephen Tell said, I got hit on by a shirtless dude, and then he asked me to borrow money. Oh, Asheville. I think we should have a new segment just called
That's great.
Oh,
That's
Asheville.
Great. Oh, I didn't tell you about the guy that tried to sell me rocks outside the gas station. Me and Brian Haynes had to stop for cigarettes before we got to the wedding venue, and we go to the gas station, and there's a guy outside, and he's an Asheville guy. He's got the dreadlocks and all that, white guy, and he's holding this big rock in his hand, and he's like, hey man, check out this rock that I found. He's like, if you look real hard, there's like a ruby inside of it. Like there's a little, and there was like a little hole, and then there was something like red colored in there. To me, it looked like a piece of a reflector off the road, or somebody's taillight had gotten stuck inside this rock.
Or a hot tamale.
If you look down inside of it, there's a ruby in there. And, I've just been offering it to people, and I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. And just kind of sloughed him off. And he turned around with a rock in his hand. He looks back at me. He goes, you didn't even ask how much. That's weird. And I was like, I don't want your rock. Like, there's not a ruby in there. And then he picks up another rock and brings it over to me. He's like, you see all these green shades and stuff in there? That's like an emerald, man. This thing's like emeralds in the bottom of it. You could buy this. And I'm like, Again, don't want your rock. Like, there's a rock over there next to that construction site, and it's got black stuff in it, and I'm pretty sure those aren't black diamonds, okay?
Tank just stopped for a bag of haters and just wound up in the gym connection.
Oh, yeah. Ask Brian Haynes. It was hilarious. We laughed about it the entire way, the rest of the way to the venue.
I feel like there has to be a branding there somewhere of Jeremy and Tank have both been offered to buy rocks in the last 2 weeks. Very different stories.
You want to buy this rock?
Nobody has ever looked at me and said, do you want... I found this rock on the side of the road. Would you like to buy it from me? Oh, Asheville.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So back to the Henderson, Nevada. New construction happening on this neighborhood. Part of the construction area is it's all set. People are already moved in and all of that. But they're developing the next part of this development. And the funny thing about it is that, well, they're naming the streets, and they're all themed after Pokemon. So if you're into it, you could buy a house on Jigglypuff Place. Or
sounds like a great place to buy a rock.
Can you meet me at the corner of Jigglypuff Place and Charmander Lane?
I can't stop. You didn't even ask how much.
You didn't even ask how much it was. I don't want your rock.
I've never just completely melted down on camera before. But the thought of you and Brian downtown and some Ashevillean going, you didn't ask how much.
Along with Jigglypuff Place and Charmander Lane, there will also be Squirtle, Snorlax, and Charizard lanes. Oh, Lord, this is so stupid. Why would you want to live there?
I've asked that same question to myself for about 3 days now. I didn't even ask how much. Are you one of those people that checks out people on Facebook? I'm going to try my best to get to this story. Are you one of those people that sees people and the people you may know and you're like, oh, that's like my ex-girlfriend, and you click on it, like, I wonder how she's doing?
I have done that in the past, yeah.
I am notorious for doing that because I am insanely nosy and I don't want to ask. Well, last week, that didn't go particularly well for a slew of people because there was a bug in the Facebook software that as soon as you clicked on somebody in your people you may know, it sent them a friend request. So you were going to mine for information, possibly with somebody that you do not have a good relationship with, and now you have a friend request from this person. Facebook was inundated with requests of, why did I just send my ex-husband or ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case may be, a friend request? This lasted for 24 hours. There was also apparently a glitch that they sent friend requests to people you were trying to block. That's a bad way to have a bad day.
Yeah.
And I've never been happier that I went on like a little Facebook break, because this could have just gone horribly badly for me. I am notorious for seeing people because I'm going to tell you a secret, and I actually learned this from my now wife. When people appear in your people you may know, if they're in the top of that, it means they've done the same thing to you. So there's always been an indicator of, well, they clicked on your profile, and that's why you randomly see people you're like, I don't know why that person appeared.
Right.
Because it's been telling you forever. Bad time to have a bad day. I also found, I was this week years old when I found out that, and this is from a Reddit user, 40-somethings and older have taken over Facebook anyway, and this is why my generation likes apps like Snapchat, where everything disappears. Now that I'm reading that, I feel like that is a perfect place to insert the line, you didn't even ask how much. If that doesn't end up on a shirt, I'm doing it wrong.
You didn't even ask how much.
You didn't even ask how much. Oh, I need a moment to collect my thoughts, because I'm going to break here in just a moment.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving some ago, 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road, heavy delays. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue near Edgewood Road, expect delays. Check of the drive time from Swannanoa to Asheville via 40 westbound and 240 westbound. Drive time 16 minutes. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verizon. Ready to take control of your phone plan? Well, then you better take that next turn to a Verizon store. Because my plan from Verizon is the kind of control we all deserve. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. Get my plan at your Verizon store today.
Carrie, is this schedule the most updated?
There's a wedding season rush at Dr. Iona's dental practice.
We're fully booked this week. We can try and squeeze you in next Tuesday.
She needs a dental hygienist to unveil fresh smiles.
How long has 3 been under the UV light?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine. Fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
Rover's Morning Glory.
It's The Woody Show.
It's Elliot in the Morning.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
All of the best free curated playlists.
It's everything that rocks.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
This is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome. All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Since mankind uncreated roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
At Ingles, we are proud to introduce our all-new curbside service. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app to order, and our friendly staff will bring your groceries right to your car and have you ready to go in no time. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
I believe real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville.
Didn't even ask how much.
That's
the hard. I am not a man that's easy to make laugh, and I laughed until it hurt, and I feel like I have collected myself, and we're moving on. I don't know what we're moving on to, but we're moving on.
Oh, you know what this calls for?
The second wave.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's the second wave.
We're not doing that again.
There's a second wave coming. The NFL reportedly investigating quote-unquote second wave of player gambling policy violations.
How? How are we doing this again?
This is a month after the league suspended 5 players for gambling. The NFL is reportedly investigating more potential violations. It's coming from ESPN's David Purdom ahead of the start of the 2023 season. This is after, of course, Calvin Ridley got suspended for an entire season. And then we've had, all of the Detroit Lions wide receivers that don't matter.
Except Amon-Ra St. Brown.
They all got popped.
I just don't understand how you get popped for this now. I'm not going to say I gave a pass to the Lions guys and Shaka Tony, but I felt like it wasn't necessarily spelled out as clearly as it should have been. If you are getting caught from then until now, I have absolutely nothing for you. They sent out a memo that put this as generic as humanly possible. This is what you can do. This is what you can't do. And now if they're putting this out, I feel like this is probably going to be, if you're putting out, it's a second wave.
Yep.
That means there's going to be a few of them.
There could be several more players get tied up into this, and it's not. I think all of the players get the idea of, okay, we can't bet on football. But I feel like that was new information, or new to some information, when, okay, you can bet on other things, but you can't bet at the team facility. That's how Jameson. Excuse.
Are you gonna die?
Yeah, that's how Jameson Williams got popped. Was they were gambling on other things at the team facility through the sports book. And now, let's see. I didn't even realize you guys had Miles Austin got in trouble for this.
Yes.
Suspended for at least a year for placing bets on table games and non-NFL games at team facilities. I feel like that's where we're at now. This is okay, no betting on football, we all got that. But you can't bet inside the team facility.
Which is still slightly bizarre to me.
It's absolutely bizarre to me.
But, okay, that's the rule. But now the rule has been completely laid out for you, and you still can't do it. I mean, look, there's nobody that likes a good wager more than this fella right here. But if you tell me, just do it at home. And I understand you get a hot tip or something like that, but
There's also the question of how far are they going in retrospect here.
Well, according to Jekyll, he said Jameson Williams was in his car leaving when he placed the bet. If that's true, we should at least cut that in half.
Right. If you're still pinging off of the same server or something as the team
You're
facility,
still on the team
I guess.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, something like that. To me, I think it's ridiculous. The NFL has taken the stance now of we're open to the gambling stuff.
No
right?
doubt.
Right?
Absolutely.
We're embracing it. We've got official partners with DraftKings.
Yeah, I mean, you've got DraftKings sportsbooks in stadiums.
Right.
So
Caesars is a big partner with the NFL as well now. I don't feel like you should I don't feel like you should be cracking down on these dudes if they're putting a sports book in the stadium. Why can't I? Is there a real fear that I'm going to be skipping practice just to place all the bets?
Well,
I don't get it.
Well, the only thing I can think of is when I found out you couldn't do table games, now it's there is still the fear. And now this is not even remotely how this works, but it was at a time that somebody could have a gambling problem and get in debt to the wrong people, and now you are much more malleable to do their bidding. That has long been the biggest problem with people in the sport. That was the problem with Pete Rose.
Right.
A lot of people made that something it wasn't, because the problem with Pete was not that he was making wagers, was that he was making wagers on his own team and the volume with which he was doing it.
Yep.
Apparently Pete Rose was like, whoever his contact was, that was his biggest spender. That's always dangerous, or was much more dangerous before the app times, because you get underwater to somebody and okay, now get your thumbs broken.
Right.
Or something to that nature.
Well, or Pete, you're down $250,000 in the last 2 weeks. Can you throw us a bone and
we
fix
need
a game?
you. Yeah, we
something?
need you to. You're -1.5. We need you to give up that solo home run in the bottom of the ninth to cover the 1.5.
Now that was never that was never brought up. That was never accused. So that never happened. But you can see the window for the opportunity there. And I get that. But if the NFL is going to embrace gambling like it has, I don't know. Part of me feels like you shouldn't, but then also I feel like, well, I don't know. I mean, you probably get fired if you were working at Harrah's and were gambling on the clock.
Well, I mean,
we can see it that way too.
My issue here is not, or it's always been my issue with gambling. If you think these guys are not doing it, I have a bridge to sell you. Now, what I think you're doing now is you're pushing them away from the things that are really easy to legislate. If you're wagering off an app, anybody with contact to your cell phone server knows what you're doing. So if you're doing it through FanDuel, DraftKings, Harrah's, any of these Caesars, any of these different apps, that's really easy to control. What scares me is when you start doing things the way it happened back with like Arizona State back in the early 90s. That happened in, yes, a different time, but it happened with a skeevy individual that was trying to make money, and then it went down a path. That's why I always looked at that much differently than I did Pete. Those guys were actively gambling on their own games. They were moving point spreads. They weren't changing the outcome of games, but they were changing the outcome of wagers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have a problem with the way the NFL is legislating this. I just think it's going to become much more of a problem than we would have ever thought in the short time frame.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do if you're the league? Do you
stick to your guns if you're me?
Yeah.
You cannot let this go to a certain place. And so if this is what you have, I mean, because I'm sure there's been studies and this was not just they blindly came up with some guidelines. You got to put the parameters on it. Yes, they're in bed with gambling. That's for us, the fans.
Yep.
All right. They don't let you drink Bud Lights during games either. So it's a different experience for the for the fans and the sponsors and the advertisers. It's just different.
Right.
And so just play within the rules. That's all that matters.
Yep. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We shall see how many guys are going to get caught up in this second wave of gambling policy violations in the NFL. Of course, we'll bring you all the news right here in the Sportsocracy when it's available.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Comfortable low humidity to get things started this week, and temperatures below average. We're in the low 70s again for Tuesday. 56 degrees our low for tonight. In and out of the clouds. Most of the rains staying off to the south of the Carolinas for the top of the work week. Partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday, high 73. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 77. Rain chances going up late this week, Thursday night, Friday. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic time ago, 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road, heavy delays. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue near Edgewood Road, expect delays. Check of the drive time from Swannanoa to Asheville via 40 westbound and 240 westbound. Drive time 16 minutes. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by ComparionInsurance.com.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Never heard of us? We know. But to help it stick that our local agents are insurance experts, we're going to say local agent 3 times in the next 5 seconds. Local agent, local agent, local agent.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com.
At Blue Ridge Health, everyone deserves access to top-notch, compassionate health care, no matter their insurance or income status. Keep your family healthy with updated immunizations for COVID-19, flu, chickenpox, and shingles. Health care for all people, including you. Learn more at brchs.com.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
At Ingalls, we are proud to introduce our all-new curbside service. Just visit shop.ingalls-markets.com or download the app to order, and our friendly staff will bring your groceries right to your car and have you ready to go in no time. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Only one option for LeBron James and the Lakers tonight, win or go home. They're trailing 3-0, host Denver, Game 4, NBA's Western Conference Finals. LA wins and denies the Nuggets their first ever playoff series sweep, predicts ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins.
He's not getting swept. This game is going to 5, okay? The Lakers will win tonight. They will win Game 4. LeBron James have too much damn pride to go out and get swept in the conference finals. AD is going to come back with it on his mind.
LA is a 3-point favorite to win tonight. Game 4, 8 Eastern ESPN Radio, 8:30 Eastern ESPN TV. Bucks narrowed their head coaching search, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Plan to meet with former Raptors coach Nick Nurse, Warriors associate head coach Kenny Atkinson, and Toronto assistant Adrian Griffin this week. Tiger Woods withdrew from next month's U.S. Open. Still no timetable for his return to action from last month's ankle surgery. NFL owners today approved a rule allowing teams to designate an extra roster spot for an emergency third quarterback on game day.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and have the parts you need fast, along with excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Green, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingalls Supermarkets.
It is the Sportsocracy live in the Ingalls studio on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. And the Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. Take us with you everywhere you go. Also, see us live on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. Also, we've got the links up in the description of the YouTube video for the Ultimate Fantasy Draft Weekend giveaway. It's going to be a phenomenal contest that you want to get in on. You have a little over a week to get in on the early bird special here. where all of your donations, because all of this goes to, or the proceeds go to Eblin Charities.
Tools for Schools in the
right,
early,
right,
and then the St. Nicholas Project for what goes through the year. We've just changed how one of the biggest drawbacks of what we did last year, and we gave a great donation to Eblin to the St. Nicholas Project. What we figured out was there's no way to join as the year goes along. So new people find us over the course of the year, then they want to jump in. We didn't have a way to do that. Now we do.
Yep.
So we will be unveiling those things as it goes. This is specifically for the Ultimate Fantasy Draft giveaway, where we will host your Ultimate Fantasy Draft with the 12 or less people in your league.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe the venue where I got married, it may very well be where the draft happens. That place worked. So at Capitol Club downtown here in Asheville, it worked so well. I mean, minus Tank being propositioned by somebody trying to get him to buy the rock. I'm going to laugh about that.
Not even the good kind.
No, it's like asphalt. I pulled up this piece of asphalt. They would like you to buy it from me now. I think the city would have some issues with that. But
Ruby in there.
It's a hot tamale. I put it in there and I ate half of it.
Probably what it was.
Oh, boy.
Probably what
Weird.
it was. If you don't want to play fantasy football with us this year, you don't want to get in on the DFS contest. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you don't, you can still enter to win the Ultimate Fantasy Draft Weekend. It's $5 a ticket. But in the early bird special, all tickets are doubled. So $5 get you 2 tickets. We got all the packages, $25, $50, and $100. All of the tickets that you get with those packages, those get doubled. And then that ends next Wednesday.
And we also have the business tier, which our buddies at the Dude Takes podcast have already taken advantage of. They're going to have their own table at the draft, and we're going to use them on the live stream because they're funny gents. So we're going to have Tank as our master of ceremonies, Jeremy as our mullet male, breaking down your draft as it goes, and then the Dude Takes guys will be making jokes, and we're going to have a good old time.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. You want to get in on the contest. Like I said, all the links are in the description of the YouTube video. You can find them on our social medias. Go to the Facebook page to find all of the links as well. Or if you're watching on your PC, your desktop computer, we will have the QR codes up to the left side of the screen. And all you got to do is just take a picture of it with your phone, and that'll send you right where you need to be.
And if you're a business that would like to get involved with this, feel free to shoot me an email, jeremy@thesportsocracy.com. We got really creative with our email addresses.
Top of the 5 o'clock hour, third hour of the program, always starts off with the daily draft. As we do on a Monday, it's stock up, stock down from the weekend. Jeremy Green, the newlywed. Again, congratulations to Jeremy and HWA, who is now
actually HWA.
Yeah, it's AHWA now. Actually, Hot Wife Amy. But Amy and Jeremy tying the knot over the weekend. It was great. So stock up for their nuptials.
Stock up for me. She said yes, and trust me, there was a lot of gnashing of teeth, not from me, but from everybody else.
I wasn't so surprised that she said yes. I mean, you guys have been engaged for a long time.
All 4+ full years.
Yeah. I was more shocked that she actually went through with it, like at the last second, and go, okay, I can't do this.
Look at the big mulleted man. I didn't realize how big I am. We took a picture all together, and I look like I'm about to terrorize a city.
Mm-hmm.
I look like a broken down old offensive lineman that's just like, now I do card shows and sell my signature for $5 with a free rock.
Oh, that's what Brett Kiesel's up to these days.
Yeah, hey, there's that guy. He's getting married.
Or is he the new producer on the Footballin' with Ben Roethlisberger podcast?
I still need to check that out and see the tens of views that it got.
I still bet it pays better than this one.
100%, no doubt. Yeah, we don't have a Ben Roethlisberger.
No.
So we're doing the best we can, boys and girls.
That's right.
Plus, we're two big morons that laugh about people trying to sell us rocks.
Indeed.
My first stock, I get the first pick here.
Yep.
My first stock down, and you probably don't agree with me, it's Jason Tatum. I don't think anybody had a worse weekend than him. You're supposed to be the alpha dog here. So everybody's wanting to blame Joe Mazzulla and Jaylen Brown. For me, this all comes back to Tatum. And this is becoming quite a trend with you, where you come up small in the biggest situations. So now and I think I'm one of the most vocal pro Tatum guys on the planet. But now even I'm looking at him going, where do you put this guy? Like top blank player in the NBA, where does he fall?
5.
I don't think you could possibly have him that high.
Really?
No. Who would you rather have right now, Jimmy Butler or Jason Tatum? It's Jimmy Butler, and the fact you had to think about that.
Yeah, but
me.
but there's 2 different Jimmy Butlers.
And one of them shows up in the playoffs, which is the only time that I care. In the playoffs, dog.
Give me
Jason
playoff.
Tatum is a regular season warrior, and then he just a little kitty cat in the playoffs.
Stop.
He had 12 points.
I get it.
In a make or break game 3 that you had to, he had 12.
Yeah.
He was awful.
It was bad.
And for me, I put, and this is just to me where the NBA is different than any other sport, because I am going to heap this on the star every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis. That's who I'm looking at. Anthony Davis with the Lakers going, you were the one that was supposed to slow down Jokic. We knew you were going to have problems with Jamal Murray. I said that before the series even started. That's who will decide this, because you don't even guard him.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis was supposed to be the
Neutralizer.
all defensive, the player of the year that was going to neutralize Jokic.
Yep.
Didn't happen. So I put a lot of the Lakers' flaws on him. But for me, nobody had a worse weekend than Jason Tatum, and it was by a lot.
All right. Nobody had a better weekend than Michael Block at the PGA Championship. That's got to be my number one. It was the story of yesterday at the PGA Championship up in New York, as Michael Block, who was a club pro there in Rochester, he finished in the top 15 of the PGA Championship, locked himself into an invitation to next year's PGA Championship. We found out today it also skyrocketed him more than 3,000 spots on the world golf rankings. So he went from not being ranked, basically, to to being in the top 600. So good for him.
How many guys were ranked in the world golf rankings?
Oh, well, before his top 15 finish this weekend, Michael Block was 3,580th. So there's at least that many on the world golf rankings. And he jumped from 3,580 up to 577, 3,003 spots. He's already been invited to a couple of other tournaments as well. So the guy who's been, like I said, he's been a club pro, doing the things that club pros do. You know, just giving what they just give tips to all the golfers on the course and give lessons and stuff like that. Now it looks like how old is he? 40?
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
He's like 40 years old. He's been, he's been a golf pro for 20-some years. And now he's making a name for himself. And he was the feel-good story of yesterday, despite the fact that Brooks Koepka made his return to major championship level.
Well, he almost won the Masters, so I don't know if it was a return to.
But he got
I
it
like
done.
the way Outkick put that headline up. Brooks isn't back because Brooks never left.
I mean, he did.
Not in the lexicon of being competitive in majors. I mean, you're talking about 2 years here. There are guys that went 10 and didn't sniff one that we think of very highly.
Sure.
How many guys do you think are ranked in the world golf ranking?
I'll go 5,500.
8,682.
Wow. Okay.
And over half of them are tied for 3,608th. Indeed.
All right. Story of the weekend, it was Michael Block. Congratulations to him for the top 15 finish at the PGA Championship there at Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester, New York. He's bringing home a check for $288,000. Feel like it's a pretty good weekend worth of work there. And stock down. I mean, I almost want to piggyback on you with Jason Tatum, but I'll go stock up. I'll go stock up for the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler. As much as I hate saying that,
he's
just because Jimmy is
unbelievable.
Just the most ridiculous play on a word ever. But Jimmy Butler.
Well, his first name's Jimmy. You shorten that to Jim. If you change the first letter in Jim to H, it's him. That's it. See how that
Yeah,
happened?
but it's
That's how it came from.
Stupid. Jimmy Butler
A little
and
bit
the
more
Miami
of a reach
Heat.
for Mullet Jokic.
Yeah, 3-0 series lead on the Boston Celtics, and I did not think that Miami had the offensive firepower to hang with Boston, but I didn't know Boston was going to fold like a cheap deck chair. And that's exactly what they've done.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
They got hit with adversity in Game 2, and then just went, okay, we're done.
I have never seen a team just absolutely pack up shop like this. I mean, to me, there is no shot they win tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot find a way that you could look like that on Sunday and rally by Tuesday. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't just think they get beat. I think they get smoked. And you can give me all the mouth words memory times that you want to of how, well, I didn't have them prepared to play, and we'll be locked in Game 4. Okay, I will believe that when I see it. All right, so that means it's back to me.
Yes, it is back to you.
And so you don't like Jimmy Butler.
No.
So I really feel like you're going to hate Jamal Murray.
Oh, God.
Jamal Murray, let's go. This is exactly what he needed to show people that him and Devin Booker were on the same career trajectory. He blew out his knee. Mm-hmm. You forgot who he was for 2 years. And people like me were sitting back going, it's coming. I don't know when it's coming. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is that dude. And he has shown it in this series. The biggest drawback of Denver over these last few years, they've been good. They've been almost as good as they are right now. They didn't have the Robin to the Batman. Nikola Jokic has been this for several years. He should be the 3-time reigning NBA MVP. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. All right. The fact they gave it to Joel Embiid, it's cute. It's nice. Do you see how stupid that looks right now? They played Jokic played a few more games. Neither one of them played more than 66.
Mm-hmm.
Statistically, it wasn't really even all that close. But you got duped by the last 2 weeks of the season. Now Jamal Murray has shown that they are a legitimate 1-2 punch. I could make the argument that they're the best 1-2 punch in the league. Because, I mean, I'm sure you would want to say Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. Well, we watched that play out, and it did not take long to figure out which one was better.
Right.
That might be a conversation for another day going into the finals. Might be another draft later this week.
What, best NBA duo?
Mm-hmm. Might be
not bad.
A Wednesday thing after, these two series have been wrapped up and we're waiting for a week because that's how long it's going to take.
Which is ridiculous. We should be able to
just go, okay?
Right.
We know you don't have much of the calendar, but we lose interest in your sport so quickly.
He's just going to fade away for 4 or 5 days and then come back for the finals. Just get it over with, please.
So that's one stock up for me, one stock down, and it's weird. It's time for got to take a break.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well,
marinate on this for a minute.
Well, when we come back from the break, we'll see if Jeremy can force him into anybody else's name.
No, the next one's a stock down because you didn't do it, so now I'm going to have to.
It's the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is time and go 26 westbound west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. On the Captain Jetbourne Bridge, traffic volume is busy but moving steadily. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road north and southbound, approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road delays. Hendersonville Road moving well. Charlotte Highway, no backups. Checking the drive time from Mills River to Hendersonville via NC 191. Drive time 16 minutes. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blue Ridge Health. At Blue Ridge Health, everyone deserves access to top-notch, compassionate health care, no matter their insurance or income status. Keep your family healthy with updated immunizations for COVID-19, flu, chickenpox, and shingles. Health care for all people, including you. Learn more at brchs.com.
Have your outdoors and running water, too. With Luxury Loo, the tasteful solution to portable bathroom rentals. Family-owned and local, Luxury Loo Rental provides modern bathrooms on the go with running water, AC and heating, flushable toilets, and elegant designs. Luxury Loos are perfect for weddings, corporate events, remodels, and more. Don't leave your well-dressed guests to use a dirty porta-potty john.
Ew!
Turn to Asheville natives. Luxury Loo. Visit LuxuryLoosRental.com.
Spring in the South means the return of Atlanta Braves baseball.
There's a liner out towards center field. It will lay down. Here comes Ronald. Braves win it.
The 2023 Braves load up for another huge season.
The Braves play here on ESPN Asheville.
Calling all true crime podcast fans. Tune into Freeway Phantom and join a new investigation into the 50-year-old unsolved murders of 6 young black girls in Washington, D.C. Explore startling new evidence that could crack these cold cases wide open and bring as many questions as they do answers.
We still care, and it still hurts. We just want to know what happened.
Listen to Freeway Phantom on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Ingles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Ingles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
Back on ESPN Asheville, it is the Sportsocracy in the midst of the daily draft. Stock up, stock down on a Monday. Jeremy went stock down for Jason Tatum. Stock up for, I'm not saying it, Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
I got the stock up for the story of the weekend. Michael Block from the PGA Championship. And then Jimmy.
Yeah, Michael Block.
Oh, God.
Now I'm just doing it to Urkel.
And then Mr. Butler. Go ahead.
Hit me, Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From the Miami Heat. Or it's really Jimmy and all of the Miami Heat for basically proving me wrong. I didn't think that they were going to win 2 games in this series, much less have a 3-0 lead on the Boston Celtics. Jeremy, it's your pick.
I think it's almost funny that we have to do this at this point, but I believe it to the fiber of my being.
What's that?
It's Eric Spoelstra. Somehow, he still does not get the love that he deserves. Still, after all these years, after all the titles, now you're getting ready to go back to another finals. Still does not get the love he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot wrap my head around it. Have you ever seen a coach that was... Because I still feel like he's given the love.
No,
I've never heard anybody put him up there with Phil and Red and even Pop.
I mean, he's got 2 titles to his credit, but I think most people just chalk that up to, well, that was LeBron. That was the big 3. Anybody could have won a title with the big 3. But then you look at the playoff runs that Miami has had since then with having a lackluster roster. I don't feel like I'm throwing shade by saying that.
No.
Compared to what you're facing in the NBA, you've had Jimmy Butler and Bam. You got to give Bam his credit. I don't feel like he gets enough credit. But you've thrown in all of these other pieces and, Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. And you shouldn't be making runs like this with a team like this. It all comes down to Eric Spoelstra's great coaching.
He's been there 15 years. He's had 2 losing seasons. ever. One of them was the year after they lost LeBron, and the other, he went to the finals the following year. And I'm just to the point that Eric Spoelstra belongs in that tier. I'm not telling you he's Phil. I'm not telling you he's better than Red, but it's time that we start acknowledging that he belongs up there. If for nothing else, because he's lasted 15 years in this NBA, which is really, really hard to comprehend.
It is.
And yes, he did have a big stretch where he didn't go to the finals, but he went to 4 in a row. And this will be his second, so he will have been to the finals 6 times.
All right, stock up for Eric Spoelstra, NBA's best coach, best active coach. I'm going to go stock up. You haven't done it yet, so I got to go take the layup. Brooks Koepka, winning his 3rd PGA championship, putting him on a very short list of guys who have won 3 or more PGA championships. He's
won 5 majors.
He's on the short list as well of guys who have won 5 or more majors of all time. And I never thought it was going to happen, and I don't think he did either. If you watch the Full Swing episode with Brooks, it chronicled all of the injuries and the aches and the pains and the tough recovery road that he's had. It was, and I think Jim Nantz said it a couple of times yesterday during the run to the championship. He looked like a guy who had no confidence that he was ever going to be able to regain his major form. Well, we saw him compete at the Masters, and now he's won the PGA Championship. And I feel like we're in the midst of a Brooks Koepka tear, like a dare I say, a Brooks Koepka FU tour.
It's entirely possible,
right?
Because if you remember, we went several years where he was competitive at practically every major.
Yes,
and he looks like that guy again.
He does. It's major stock up for him.
And I'll be honest with you, other than Scotty Scheffler, who is in the kind of form that Brooks Koepka's in? Yeah, John Rahm won the major or won the Masters.
Yeah,
he wasn't good this week.
No,
I mean, going into the U.S. Open, how many guys would you put ahead of Brooks Koepka as the favorite?
Not many.
Scheffler's always there, so I think you have to have him as the betting favorite.
I would have Rahm on that list. I would have Brooks, Scotty.
That's end of tier.
That's it.
For me, that's end of tier.
Okay.
Then you get into guys that I've either never seen do it.
Victor could be on
but I can't put him that high.
Tier.
He's never won it, so I can't put him that high.
Those
3 all have. And for me, it's great to see. Florida State guy, too. Had to point that out.
Trust me. I was thinking about this all day yesterday, all evening last night, I'm getting ready to go in to the most insufferable Jeremy Green I've ever lived with.
No
his Nuggets are up 3-0 in the playoffs.
1 win away from the finals.
Brooks Koepka, Florida State guy, has just won the PGA Championship. Victor Hovland, a guy who he's been in love with since the kid was at Oklahoma State and has been telling us this kid's going to be the next big thing, finished second yesterday and has been in contention, what'd you say, the last 6 majors? It's ridiculous.
He's been in the top 10 at some point in the last 6 majors, which is unheard of.
And then shortly before I got here this afternoon, the news came out that Aaron Rodgers is in camp at voluntary OTAs with the New York Jets.
Oh, and I got married on Saturday.
And he got married on Saturday.
It's the summer of Jay.
It is.
It's the summer of Jeremy.
It's
the way it's going.
All right, stock up for Brooks Koepka. I've been wrestling with this for a while, trying to find a spot to put it in the show, and it feels like a good place to do this now. Chris Sims, I'm so tired of Chris Sims. I'm just over it. I'm over it. Have you been following this? His 2023 top 40 quarterbacks countdown that he's doing?
Oh, I can only imagine. Somehow every year this finds its way into the show because it's so unbelievably stupid.
It's stupid. It's stupid. He's now gone through 2 releases. He's doing 5 a week. Last week he released the first 5, and he had Desmond Ridder at number 40, which good for you. We're on a good path there, Chris. 39 was Sam Howell. 38 was Bryce Young. Bryce Young ranked behind C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and now the new 5 that just came out, Mike White, Gardner Minshew, Taylor Heineke, Jarrett Stidham, and Jordan Love. I don't need Bryce Young to take a single snap for the Carolina Panthers to know he's head and shoulders above all those dudes.
As long as he has 2 hands, 2 feet, and his head's on his shoulders, I'll agree with you.
And I would say the same thing, shockingly enough, for Anthony Richardson. I would have Anthony Richardson ahead of all those guys.
I would too. In terms of what you will see this year.
Now, I get what he's doing. He's going, rookie quarterbacks, I can't put them too high on the list. That make me look like, I'm trying to project too much. Yeah, but you have him behind Jarrett Stidham, and I feel like you're begging for people to call you a moron. Which is exactly what he's doing. Old Chris Sims. Hate it.
Yeah, you've always
been
and
your spleen.
Yeah, you've always been a Chris Sims detractor. My next stock down is the University of Michigan. If you haven't seen this story, they brought in Bo Schembechler's son, and I don't know what role he was going to be in. Assistant Director of Football Recruiting.
Okay.
And then apparently nobody did precursory search of things that he had retweeted and liked and yep, not
this
good.
Is going?
None of it's good. Well, he's resigned. He made it 3 days.
Nice.
I'm not going to get into what he did and what he said. If you want to know, Google it. I'm not going to give it the time of day here. Being it dumbfounds me how stupid people can be, and doing it in a platform where people can see it. It just blows my mind, and the fact that nobody researched that, and then they had this huge push of like, look, we brought in Bo Schembechler's son, and it took Twitter 5 minutes to figure this out. The backlash started while they were still doing the announcement.
Oh gosh,
that's confoundingly stupid. And I feel like I haven't gotten enough shade to the Boston Celtics here. So I'm going to throw it to the bench.
Okay.
Basically, every player that's not Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Because for as small as they came up, you were worse. There were guys that played on that floor that at times, being a former coach and a former player, I could not actively figure out, what are you doing right now? It was a lot of, I'm just going to stand at the elbow, and I'm going to stand here for 24 seconds because there's 24 seconds on the clock. I don't want the ball. I don't have any desire for the ball. I'm not going to try to be a spark for my team in any way. And I'm looking at Malcolm Brogdon. I'm looking at Al Horford, and I know he's not a bench guy, but all the way down the line. It was very obvious that Jimmy Butler had done a number on Tatum. Jaylen Brown wasn't stepping up. Nobody else did either. Tatum and Brown and Joe Mazzulla are going to get the lion's share of the blame here.
Yep.
Every other guy that put on a jersey, you deserve a little bit because you didn't do anything to help it either.
All right, final stock down for the weekend for me. Hurts my heart to do this, and name's on the door, so I'm going off the sports path here for a second. But did anybody else see that god-awful Ant-Man movie? Because that was terrible.
Did it have Paul Rudd?
Quantum Mania came out on Disney Plus, I think, on Friday. We watched it over the weekend, and it was terrible.
Did it have Paul Rudd in it?
It did.
I don't see how it could have been that bad.
It was bad.
He's a delight.
It was bad. I just don't really. I don't really get this whole Marvel has now turned into Star Wars thing, and I'm just out. Because I also took the kids on Saturday to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, I expect, obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's going to be set in space. No doubt. But, I don't know. It's like watching every Marvel film in the last 2 or 3 has been like, you need to be on acid to understand what's happening. Like, I never wanted to know what an owl bear looked like, but I've seen one now.
But it's in your Star Wars movies. That's an owl bear. It's a space owl bear.
No, that's Chewbacca.
He's a space bear. I'm stuck on Owlbear was too much for you, but Big Bear that everyone apparently understands, even though he just goes. That
speaking a different language.
That you were good with that. Set it to the trash can and go vacuum cleaner, and
I don't
they
know.
went,
It's just,
got it.
Look, maybe I'm just more of an old school Marvel guy. Like, give me Captain America, give me Thor, give me.
Is that why you're wearing your Captain America shirt?
Absolutely.
Today? Was it out of
Absolutely.
protest?
It is in protest of all of these other stupid Marvel movies that have come out lately.
So does that mean you're coming around to my side that movies take a lot of time, don't pay off quite often?
Sometimes, and especially when it comes to the Marvel movies. Oh yeah, Steven MODOK was absolutely ridiculous. I completely agree with you.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I know you don't know what that means, but give it a spoiler alert or anything. Just if you know the character MODOK from the Marvel comic books, they tried to put it in this movie, and it looks absolutely ridiculous.
And I have a feeling that you would have understood this much better if you'd asked how much of that rock was.
You are in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Comfortable low humidity to get things started this week, and temperatures below average. We're in the low 70s again for Tuesday. 56 degrees our low for tonight. In and out of the clouds. Most of the rains staying off to the south of the Carolinas for the top of the work week. Partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday, high 73. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 77. Rain chances going up late this week, Thursday night, Friday. I'm meteorologist Scott Laria-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound eastbound on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge is slow. 26 westbound west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway is slow. Light delays 26 eastbound between the French Broad River and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road north and southbound approaching Long Schultz Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road southbound approaching Mills Gap Road slow. In North Asheville, Merriman Avenue northbound near Edgewood Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? Need Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the unofficial start of summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you know Ingalls only sells USDA Choice and Prime cuts of meat? Maybe it's time to reward yourself. Our butchers cut all our meat fresh in the store every day. Grass-fed, organic, you name it. Not only that, we'll even cut it to order just the way you like it. And we grind meat fresh in the store multiple times a day. It's all in the bag. That's the best meat in town for the best folks in town. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
In Asheville, it's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes!
Yeah, let's go to Porter County, Indiana, where I know, Jeremy.
That's a new one.
I know, Jeremy, you have heard the term play stupid games.
Win stupid prizes.
Win stupid prizes. We all know that phrase. Well, the Lake County Sheriff's Department says there was a tragedy at a home where some guys were going through some of Grandpa's old stuff.
Oh no, I read this story. This is awful.
They're cleaning out Grandpa's old stuff, and amongst his belongings was a grenade. Looked old. Looked like maybe it would be, I don't know, not harmful. I don't know how you tell the difference between a harmful grenade and a not harmful grenade. I think I have seen the shell of a grenade one time, and if it's got nothing inside of the little ball, then, there's no explosives in it. I don't know what this one looked like, but they're going through it, and I don't know who did it, whether it was the dad in this scenario or one of his two teenage sons. I'm going to guess it was the dad in this scenario, since the father did not make it out of this scenario. Pulled the pin on the grenade. Thought it'd just be a good idea. Hey, let's see if it works. And guess what?
It did.
It did.
I read this. I almost told this story.
It did. The father was pronounced dead at the scene. His two sons, ages 14 and 18, were taken to a local hospital with shrapnel wounds. It's under investigation. Homicide is investigating, but I don't know that any charges can be filed when the one who pulled the pin, supposedly, is deceased. If you find old ordnance of any kind, don't try it.
No.
I don't feel like that's asking too much of the populace. If you find an old grenade, don't just pull the pin to see if it works. And, oh, by the way, if you do pull the pin, throw it just in case.
You'd have blown up the house.
I mean, I'd rather look like an idiot throwing the grenade, far into the back field or something, rather than holding on to it and obviously ending up dead.
I'm going to agree with Jekyll here that this is where your rock story should have been. You should have told the
the don't do crime story. It's not a crime to sell rocks.
It is when you don't own the rocks.
Those kind of rocks.
It is when you don't own the rock. I picked up this rock. You didn't even ask how much it was. My story comes from Germany, and this story actually happened in 2020, but the prosecution of it has just wrapped up. It's from Berlin. Officials at a hospital in Germany have expressed regret after details of a toe amputation have come to light.
Okay.
The surgeon's name is not mentioned in the story, but he has been fired for the decisions that he made here. The hospital's chief executive, Norbert Pfeiffer, said the surgeon wrongly decided to go ahead with this routine procedure, even though there was no qualified assistant available.
Okay.
Cutting off a toe. Going to require an extra set of hands. Now, I will say this did not result in any complications. But I'm going to get to the point here in a second, and you're going to go, yeah, I don't like that at all. When the patient who had received a local anesthetic became restless, the doctor asked a nearby janitor to hold the man's leg and pass him surgical instruments, according to the local Daily Manzir.
The what?
I don't know. It's what it says in the story. The paper reported that the janitor had no previous medical experience. Well, no kidding. Do you know how they discovered this?
How?
Came to light after the hospital manager spotted the janitor carrying bloody gauze pads in his hand down the hallway and asked him, what'd you do there? I'm trying to figure out, A, why would you do a surgical procedure with no assistant available? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And when you didn't have one, you look at the janitor and go, "Hey, I need some wipes and a hand. If you could possibly assist with that."
Can you just put your finger right there to stop the bleeding?
Just put your hand right there and don't move it, and then hand me that scalpel.
This sounds like an episode of Scrubs.
It does. It very much does, and that's exactly how I read it.
I definitely don't want that guy operating on me, or even assisting in the operation.
The more that we do these weird and crime stories, the less I feel great about doctoring things.
Yeah, you gotta.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happens, and I'm not a huge fan of
Doctors
that.
are people, and there are stupid people in this world.
There are no stupid people.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait, no.
You didn't even ask how much it was.
Yeah, that was coming of the day. I was going to say there are no stupid opinions, just stupid people with opinions. That is a huge difference.
Yes.
And I said it backwards, and I will try to do better tomorrow. I'm a little sleep deprived. We've almost made it through 3 hours of radio.
Almost. Close, but no cigar. Just yet. Latest news out of the NFL, by the way. The Colts and the Commanders, they've settled this Andrew Luck thing. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Great. Didn't think it was going anywhere to begin with. But apparently the NFL did look into the claims that the Commanders had tampered with Andrew Luck, still under contract with Indianapolis, but last offseason they apparently made the call to Andrew Luck to say, hey, you want to come play for us? And apparently there's no hard evidence to prove that they did anything wrong.
And that was fun while it lasted. We also have breaking news.
Ooh, I love breaking news because it allows me to do this.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
Yeah.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
If you don't watch us on YouTube, and you do have to turn that down before I can say what the breaking news is.
I was dancing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I mean the dance was a thing and all, but
yeah.
If you don't watch us on YouTube and see whatever that dry heave put to music was, shame on you. The NFL owners have officially approved flexing of Thursday night football games.
Nice.
Starting this season during weeks 13 through 17. Now, there are some stipulations. There are only two flexes allowed all season. Okay. So they only have weeks 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you got 5 games that you could potentially flex.
Mm-hmm.
You can only move 2 of them. And they must be done with 28 days of advance notice. And teams cannot play more than 2 Thursday night games in a season.
Okay.
And it's for this season only. Unless no Thursday games are flexed, in that case, it'll carry over to next year.
All right, so let's.
So they're going to try it once regardless.
Let's pull up the schedule here. You said weeks 13 through 18?
Through 17.
Through 17. That's right. We're not doing Thursday night football in week 18. Everybody plays on that Sunday.
Correct.
So week 13, we've got Seattle and Dallas. That's not going anywhere.
That's probably not going anywhere now.
New England at Pittsburgh, week 14.
That has a pretty good shot of not. I feel like one of those teams is going to be out of contention, we'll say.
Los Angeles Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders. Do we need to see a 40-point beatdown on Thursday night football?
I would say that one probably doesn't go anywhere either.
Maybe not.
Week 16. Oh.
New Orleans and Los Angeles.
Not
Rams.
the good one. Yeah, the bad Los Angeles. Yeah, New Orleans at the Rams. I feel pretty solid that we'll be playing that game at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, and week 17's not going anywhere. That is the New York Jets against the Cleveland Browns.
In the voting, 8 teams voted against this. It was the 2 New York teams, Giants and the Jets, Packers, Bears, Vegas Raiders, Lions, Bengals, and Steelers. They all voted against it.
Are you surprised that the Jets voted along with the Mara family?
No, not at all. Because I'm looking at those teams going, okay, probably 6 of you have a chance of this actually directly affecting you. The Jets already have 2 Thursday night games, though, so I don't necessarily think it's going to get you.
No, because that Jets-Browns game probably not going anywhere. I mean, depending on what the season holds for Cleveland.
But I mean, that just means that you're going to get a mulligan over the course of the season, and I can't help but think it's New Orleans and the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see a path going into that game that the Rams have 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
So
also,
I don't really think we need to see New Orleans beat them by 30.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think that Week 15 matchup with the Raiders and the Chargers. I mean, if one has 2 losses and the other one has 2 wins at that point in the season, I don't feel like we're going to need.
You hate the Raiders so much.
I
You hate the Raiders so much. And in the chat, somebody said, "Well, that means we're not going to have any bad Thursday night games." Well, there's still a Tennessee at Pittsburgh. Don't have high hopes there. There's still a Panthers at the Bears. Don't have a lot of high hopes there. And Tanks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.
It's not going to be a fun.
And there's nothing we can do about that whatsoever.
Nope.
So we're not completely out of the woods with bad Thursday night games yet.
Yep.
It's going to be better, but still probably not perfect.
This is the Sportsocracy, and you're listening on ESPN Asheville and everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Back to close it out for a Monday after this.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and US 1923, exit 3. 26 westbound slows west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road moving from Sand Hill Road to Pond Road is slow. Avery Creek area, Boulevard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road, stop and go. Sweeten Creek Road southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Checking the drive time from Black Mountain to Old Fort via 40 eastbound. Drive time 10 minutes. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with savings on select PCs powered by the latest Intel Core processors. Plus, get deals on select accessories and free shipping on everything. Save now by calling 877-ASK-DELL.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Wow, Total Wine really does have everything. I found a great Prosecco for under $8, your favorite Cabernet, and Ruthie.
Ruthie?
Hi, that's me. What can I help with? Oh, thanks for recommending that amazing French rosé. And I can't believe it was under $7.
I know, right? You can't beat that price.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Let's grab some more. So glad we found Ruthie.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could be joining Ryan Seacrest for a VIP experience at our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas.
Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
Spring in the South means the return of Atlanta Braves baseball.
There's a liner out towards center field. It will lay down. Here comes Ronald. Braves win it.
The 2023 Braves load up for another huge season.
The Braves play here on ESPN Asheville.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Ingles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Ingles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
One of these days, we're going to find a way to get what happens in this studio during the breaks on the TubeU. It will change. It will change some opinions.
It's quite fun.
Mainly not for the better.
The problem is, while you are live on FCC radio, you need to make sure that they can't hear what's going on.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that makes it much more problematic.
It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky. It was a heck of a weekend. Once again, congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Jeremy Green.
She actually did it.
Jeremy and yes. Amy tied the knot this weekend. And again, it was a phenomenal ceremony. You guys did an amazing job with the with your handwritten vows. Yours were very funny.
Oh, especially when I high-fived the best man with my line about Amy not knowing our first date was a first date. I was a big fan of that. And he had completely spaced out because I told him about that beforehand, and I went, "Hey,
fives,
stupid. You have a role here."
That's when he turned to the best man and went, "You had one job.
You had one job." But Amy and I want to give a personal thank you. We had Jonathan Welch that flew all the way here from Washington. Patrick Holt, who came all the way here from Charlotte. We had so many that are such wonderful listeners of the show that came, and all the well wishes. We got to give another shout out to Kiss Barbecue, who came in a absolute pinch at the very last minute. Kevin and Nicola Wagner, great friends of ours, and the food was fantastic. It's a good thing because I think I'm gonna be eating it for about the next month.
That squash casserole was banging.
Yeah, I had a lot of it. It was very good. Kathy Mitchell's Tuxedos. That is the one-stop shop for tuxedos in this city, and she also has known me since I was 3 years old, and that I'm a big dumb animal, and so she made everything work, even for me being very stupid. News No Mark Starling doing the vows. Mm-hmm. It was just it all worked perfectly. You put so much into those things, and you just want everything to go well. I cried like a small child multiple times.
He did. It was great.
So I do have a heart. That has now been bared witness by many great reprehensibles. Between when she walked down the aisle, the dance with my mother, and her dancing with my father. And then Spotify tried to kill me today because apparently that's on my playlist, and I got in the shower and went, "Okay, we're crying again today. Let's go."
We're just having a good old cry.
Having a good old cry in the shower. No big deal.
We are so proud that you guys made it to this point. We wish you all the years of happiness that life can bring you, as few of them as there's going to be. Because
I even said that in the vows. I don't know how long I'm going to be here.
Right.
Because frankly, Jeremy's clock is, we're not doing this in decades.
Right. Amy said, I do, till death do us part. And she's only got at least a 10-year commitment. Or at most, a 10-year commitment.
Bingo.
So
Jeremy's aging like a dairy product that got left in the sun on a hot day.
Mm-hmm.
So,
unfortunately, I have a feeling that I'm going to hang around forever, so my wife is doomed. So...
Are you though?
At any point she could wise up too. So
it's a good point.
Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, it was a great time, and thanks for everybody for showing up. Stephen Tao and Kevin Vick, and all of the Justin Parton, the reprehensibles were in full effect.
Well, and it was amazing to our wedding planner who said, "You have all these people that just keep asking me if they can do anything." And I think that's one of the things I love about this so much is, I had one of those surreal moments as we were taking pictures, and I looked around and I went, some of our closest friends are here, and so many of them came from this show that it was almost like a truly surreal moment, and from the from the bottom of my spot where a heart's supposed to be and Amy's, we love you all, and we thank you more than we could ever say.
Rejoin us tomorrow right here on ESPN Asheville for a Power Rankings Tuesday. What you say, what are we going to do? Well, it's time to put Chris Sims in his place.
Yeah, Chris Sims' list is stupid. He told me enough of it, and I went, yep, I can beat that. So, Football Tuesday.
That's right, power ranking the top quarterbacks or the top 40 quarterbacks in the NFL tomorrow right here on the Sportsocracy. We will see you then.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Comfortable low humidity to get things started this week, and temperatures below average. We're in the low 70s again for Tuesday. 56 degrees our low for tonight. In and out of the clouds. Most of the rains staying off to the south of the Carolinas for the top of the work week. Partly to mostly cloudy Tuesday, high 73. Wednesday, partly cloudy, 77. Rain chances going up late this week, Thursday night, Friday. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic crawling 240 westbound between Montford Avenue and US 1923 exit 3. 240 eastbound stop and go between exit 3 and exit 4A. 26 westbound delays west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Long Shoals Road eastbound crawling between I-26 and Hendersonville Road due to an accident. 19 southbound crawling between 240 Patton Avenue and Hazel Mill Road due to an accident. 2 left lanes closed. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You do anything to keep your vehicle happy. Let's make sure it stays running smoothly. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, the right parts are just a click away. When you see the green check, you know that part will fit. Get the right parts at the